The
Yes.
the audio recording,
No,
like right
not
now.
yet.
Not right
I'll
now.
tell. I'll tell
Okay.
you. I'll
We'll
do
do
the
the countdown
countdown. We're
after
live.
post.
We're live. It's happening.
It's already happening.
That was delayed.
Yeah. No. The first thing people in the video are gonna see is like, do we need the shit? um,
That's pretty good explanation of how I introduce myself to anybody.
yeah.
Do we need
Ah, shit. I'm Alex. Scott, Nobshin, and Tony are here. Of course, our guest Barrett
Hey.
is here.
salutations?
It's time for bonus content. Let's. You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah, I do.
Let me tell
Tell
you.
us a story.
Let me tell you about my week. After I slowly and dramatically drink this water, one to our viewers, you might notice that I sound fucking terrible. It's because I was sick on Sunday. That's how my week started. I woke up with a 100-degree fever at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. I was like, well, this sucks. This is solid. It's a solid start though. So I had to call out of work, the first and only time I've had to call out of work, and I felt super shitty about it. So me losing my voice now at the end of the week is me just kind of getting over that sickness, which is great. It's like a parting gift. So that's how the week started. And I slept pretty much that whole day. And then I stayed up all night Tuesday night because I was like, man, nothing could possibly happen on Wednesday that would make me
Right.
regret not sleeping. But luckily, Wednesday, after playing Destiny for way too many hours straight, I decided to take a nap, and I went to class. And on my way back from class, I get a call from my roommate, letting me know that the house next to mine exploded.
Like literally exploded.
Like actually fucking exploded. And was on fire.
Yeah.
Flaming, burning on fire to the ground. And that's 2 doors down from where I lived, attached in a row of 6 townhouses. But it didn't just catch on fire. It fucking exploded.
Yeah.
So,
Like with shockwaves and everything.
like shock waves that ruin the foundation of, say, surrounding buildings or connected buildings.
Weird.
So I drive home, fire trucks are flying past me, like 6 of them. And I just see the smoke rising. Of course, my roommate calls me, and the first thing I ask is, everyone okay? Everyone's fine. No one was hurt. No one was even in the building that exploded, which is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
So I get there and I get the full story. So I'll give you the full story as I heard it. I wasn't there, so I didn't even get to experience the horror of the situation. My roommate Ethan and my best friend Damien were in the house at the time on the ground floor, and my brother was asleep on the top floor with his cat, just chilling, asleep. And they were just hanging out talking, and then the house exploded. And it's 2 doors over, so it wasn't a direct hit on our house, but it was enough that people like a mile away felt it. So apparently gas had been leaking into this house for 2.5 hours. So it was basically a gigantic ticking time bomb. It exploded so forcefully that the entire front and the entire back of the house shot out in both directions in about 50 feet across the way. Tony, you said you drove by it. I don't know if you saw any.
So when I went by the next morning on
Yeah.
my way to class, because you're like 2 minutes away from the college, and I couldn't. They had blocked. Like I could have pulled into like the 5 houses that are like to the right and left of your street, but between those 2 houses, they had like 4 police cars and a blockade keeping anyone from going in there. So I could see that there was like stuff all over the place, like all over the street and everything
Yeah.
in the parking lot. But I couldn't go in and like drive down and look at what happened. So
Yeah. So Ethan and Damien downstairs were like knocked out of it, off their feet, and like they were just gone. They were out of the house in as fast as they could fucking handle it. But they were like standing right next to our sliding glass door on the ground floor, and that shot indoors and exploded and shattered. And they don't even really remember seeing that happen. That's how explosive. That was the result of the shockwave. The cabinets all burst open, glasses flying everywhere in the kitchen, pretty much shit shaking the whole thing. And my brother slept through it.
Yeah, that's what I saw on his Facebook.
So, it's funny, and it's also terrible because Ethan calls Derek because he's still in the fucking house, and people are in the street screaming. The BG&E guy closed the door behind him, and that's when the house exploded. He goes flying across the street. He's running around covered in blood. It's a fucking war scene because there was just a fucking bomb going off, and Derek's asleep, and Ethan calls him, and he wakes up. And the drawers of his dressers are open and shot across the room, and his dresser's falling over, shit's knocked off the walls, and he's like, "Oh man, what the fuck did Gus do?" But
he should know better. Gus wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Gus would never do that. Gus was actually terrified hiding under the toilet in the bathroom because a fucking explosion just happened. And it's funny, but if you think about it, and Derek's he was super messed up for a little while after it. You wake up and the world is different. There were cracks in the wall, the door was blasted off. Glasses are flown. He wakes up, and within 90 seconds, he's got a police officer banging on the door, asking, "Is anyone still inside this house? We need to get everyone out." And he grabs Gus and runs I wish I could have seen of all the things. I wish I could have seen Derek running from the house holding Gus in his arms because
probably in pajamas or whatever he was sleeping in.
No, he was fully clothed because Derek's. He didn't mean to fall asleep.
It sounds like Derek.
Yeah.
I've seen him fall, pass out right in the middle of a fucking floor, so.
Yeah. So he's, carrying Gus, what the fuck is happening? They throw Gus in Ethan's van, and he's obviously flipping shits, terrified, the poor cat. And yeah, the house just fucking goes up in flames. And it burns all the way to the ground. There's almost nothing left. And because it sucks because if it had just been a fire, my house would have been pretty much fine. Our roof caught on fire at some point, and so some of the roof fell in, and some insulation fell in. Not a lot. I think you guys saw the pictures on my Facebook. A little bit. But if that was the only damage, that would have been fine. That would have already been fixed, and we probably would be moving in on Monday. But because the house exploded, it fundamentally destroyed the house that we live in, so we can't live there anymore. So I'm homeless now.
Yeah, that's really kind of sucks.
Yeah. So my brother.
How about the lady's house next to yours?
Oh my god,
it's even worse.
She was in the kitchen at the time, which took the full force.
I saw a news report where she gave an interview. So.
Yeah, apparently because it really got to Ethan because they were legitimately fucked up, Ethan and Damien, after this, because Damien sees the gored up fucking BG&E worker, and Ethan saw this poor woman running out of her house screaming and crying in hysterics my house is ruined, my things are burned, everything is falling apart.
Yeah.
But she was okay. She was the only one there at the time. And the people who were in the house that exploded were on vacation. So, yeah, so it was a best case scenario in that the BG&E guy got hurt, but he got out of the house, so he only got hurt as opposed to getting turned into a charred corpse.
Yeah.
Which would have happened if he was at all still in that house. But yeah, we didn't suffer too much damage, but the house is uninhabitable. They're probably going to bulldoze it in a couple of months. Hopefully in a couple of months. If it's in a couple of weeks, then we got to get all of our shit out of there. But go ahead. Barrett, were you going to say something?
No, I was just chuckling, just as the fact of I hope you're up to date on when the bulldozing takes place.
Yeah, they don't know. But I went there just before we started recording. Just to get a couple of things. I had to get a couple of end tables so I could rest my computer and mixer on something while we recorded the podcast. And it was like, God hope you never have to suffer a tragedy where you have to go through your home and it's like half destroyed. Because, like walls are like partly caved in. There are cracks in the walls. No power. The ceiling fell through. It's fucking depressing to look at.
Yeah.
But the worst part is like, in the time I'm trying to fucking figure out the padlock to get in the door, like maybe 20 cars just came through the neighborhood just to stare. And they see me just staring there trying to get in my house, which wasn't even the one that blew up. And it was just annoying. It bothered me, but people are people. But yeah. And then I lost my voice. So that was my fucking week.
To add to that, oh man.
Yeah, so, I appreciate everyone that's kind of reached out and just so many kind things have been said and, offers made. Derek, my brother, put it on Reddit and it made the front page over, I think, the Immigrant post has over like 4 million views at this point now. And I think Reddit was trying to start some kind of pub fund to send us some money. It's very kind. I appreciate it. It's probably not necessary, but it's still very sweet, and I appreciate that nonetheless. What?
No, I mean, because you had your falling out with Reddit before, and now they come crawling back to you.
Yeah, now they come crawling back, you dirty Reddit bastards. No, it was funny, because Derek just posted it. It was like, my neighbor's house exploded, and now I'm homeless. It was just like, this is what happened. And it was the picture that Ethan took of the house on fire. So I think it's still on the front page of Reddit if you want to go check it out. And fucking Damien. I don't know if you guys saw this because some of you are friends with him on Facebook, but he fucking took a video of the house burning, and the local Fox channel, I think, picked it up and played it with his name in the corner. And at the end of the night, he's like, well, I guess this is the one cool thing that came out of today. I'm just like, man, fuck off, Damien. Because I took pictures of shit when stuff was falling apart and people were tweeting at me. Like, news companies were tweeting asking if they could use the photo. And I'm like, no, fuck you. You can't use the photo. My house is ruined. But yeah, it was, the Red Cross put us in a hotel and gave us money for food. So that was pretty sweet. That was a pretty sweet deal. I wasn't expecting that shit to happen. And we were up till 6 a.m. that night, so it's a good thing I took that nap. Yeah. Tell you what. It was like, and I was going to say this just to kind of close out. We were sitting on the curb just staring at the firefighters as they fucking chopped down with the remains of this house. And we were all just sitting there quietly, me, my roommate, and Derek. And I'm just like, do you think Dave's going to get us the security deposit back on this house? And we all just fucking burst out into laughing. And it was just like, at least, we're all okay. And, like, we have not forgotten that at any point. Like, we're all in pretty good humor about it all. It is, as for as horrible a thing as it is, it's kind of funny. And it's weird saying that, but I still, part of me thinks it's kind of fucking hilarious and kind of fucking terrible. Just because, and the closing thought I was going to say is, like, this is probably the worst week of my life. I started off sick. My house got destroyed, and now I can barely speak. But, like, I've had worse weeks because of things like depression and shit. So, like, this is whatever, water under the fucking bridge. So, I'll say a positive mindset does make a big difference. And, we all hung out and got fucking wasted because we told the waitress, we were like, yeah, our house blew up. And then we showed her the video of the house on fire. And she just kept bringing us shots. So it worked out, I guess. So, yeah, that was my week. Anybody got anything to top that?
I just want to.
Oh shit! Wait, Barrett, stop for a second. You're getting some weird feedback.
Okay,
Do you think you can unplug your microphone and plug it back in?
Yeah, just one second.
This is quality
Yeah.
audio.
Listen, man, this has happened to me before.
Yeah.
The house exploding?
Yeah, that one.
That part. So, have you basically have you been in there? It's been a couple of days, so have you been in there to get all your stuff out and stuff?
Not all of it, just the essentials.
Like
of
everything that's the expensive shit. Because I saw that one of your doors was
They put a
flew
padlock
in.
on it and they sealed up all the other broken doors.
That's
So,
good.
try talking for me, Barrett.
Check.
So you
Alright.
went and got Metal Gear, obviously.
I got Metal Gear. Don't worry. I got that. Fucking, as soon
The
as
most important thing.
you go ahead. Yeah. Oh, of course. As soon as the firefighters got us in that night, I grabbed my PS4 and Xbox One, threw them in a suitcase, and took it out. I'm like, listen, motherfucker, because they said hey, the sprinklers could go off at any moment. I'm like, fuck, no, they're not gonna go off and
Yeah,
destroy
fuck
my
that.
consoles. So yeah, and then
Laptop, consoles, first things.
I had my laptop with me because I went to school.
Right. Okay.
So, luckily, that was safe. So, and as whatever fucked up priorities. When I moved in there, I realized, I have 4 boxes of things total, full stop. So
Yeah.
I don't even have that much shit. I have almost all of it, save for a little bit of clothes and some audio equipment that I left
Yeah.
in there that I don't need.
When I moved about a year ago, I realized that I only have a car full of stuff minus furniture.
Mhm.
So it makes it pretty easy.
Yeah. You were gonna say something, Barrett?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I just want to again say that I'm glad that everybody's okay. I sent love out on Twitter to you, and
appreciate it.
I'm glad that you're able to laugh, and I think you're able to laugh because in the end, no one was hurt. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that you're just gonna look back on and be like, God damn, remember that week?
Yeah.
That fucking week.
It was literally no one was hurt, full stop, no one. The BG&E guy, I heard he got discharged from the hospital yesterday, so he's fine.
Oh, that's good.
So no one got hurt, no one got killed. Property was destroyed, and hopefully everyone else's property had insurance and stuff. Obviously, my landlord had homeowners insurance. He'll be fine. He'll bounce back fine. He's not too worried about it. He's just upset, and I'm mostly just kind of bummed out. If someone got killed or someone actually got hurt, I would obviously not be. I probably wouldn't even be on this week because I'd need time. But everyone's fine. We went out and had some drinks. I feel bad. I wasn't there. I didn't even experience it. Ethan and Damien and even Derek in a different way have a little bit of PTSD about it. It was really, really scary. And I forgot the one thing. Damien was sitting on the chair, my brother's chair. You guys, I sent you that picture of the fucking glass door blown in,
Yep.
and the chair was right next there. Damien was sitting on it, and apparently his hat that he had at the time was on the couch, and he wasn't wearing it. So between when the explosion happened and when Damien and Ethan regrouped outside the house, he had his hat on. So fucking know where his priorities are.
Shit's exploding. Better get my hat.
He's like, shit, man, I'm not dead, but I gotta look on fleek. So
An explosion still happened, but I gotta look hella baller.
yeah, he's got to get that hat kind of crooked a little to the side because he just shaved his head and he hates how his bald head looks. So
I know that feel.
I'm sure. Anybody got anything to top that? Anything going once? Barrett,
Yeah,
I'm sure you.
I
Got
blew up.
All right,
This week.
I do have something.
All right, Scott, what's up?
So this week, I bought some pumpkin spice Oreos.
Fuck yeah, they're pretty good, right?
Yo,
Am I right?
I got
Yep,
some pumpkin
but get
spice
this.
fucking
I
mini wheats.
instead of buying a normal
Okay.
amount, like 1 or 2, I bought 3 boxes,
Fuck yeah,
and that
yeah.
that caught some attention.
Yeah.
So I had 2 or 3 people asking me if these were actually that good. I was like, yeah, out of the different stuff, weird things the Oreo company makes, this is the best one of them. But all of those people just went and grabbed a couple of boxes.
Fuck yeah. You're like the Oreo sales rep of Irrational Passions.
Fuck, now I need to fucking ask Scott whenever I need to buy snack food.
Did you link them to the Oreo oration where Greg fucking starts
I was
crying?
thinking
Losing
about
his
it.
mind.
I was thinking about it.
So anytime you're fucking sad, just watch the end of that video where he's just like, oh, let me bring it down from a 9.5 to a 9, and you're like, what the fuck is this fucking video? This is the funniest fucking shit. We watched Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I suggested that video to like some random person who doesn't know who Kind of Funny is, and they came back to me. It was like, "What the fuck did you just make me watch?"
It's so funny because my friend Damien, like, you know, he knows Greg Miller through me, and he, like, I told him because he loves the new Oreo flavors. Anytime there's new, he was like, "Did you fucking hear about it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a guy who reviews it. Don't worry, I know a guy." Anytime we'll sit down and watch the Oreo oration together. So when we watched the fucking brownie batter one, I was just losing my fucking mind. It was like, this is like the event horizon of the cookie, and I'm just going fucking crazy. So yeah, that's a good one. Just send them that video if you ever want to sell them on pumpkin spice fucking Oreos. I'm not a big fan of those ones, but I do, you know, obviously I love the birthday cake ones. I get it all the time.
You know which ones I like?
What?
Original double stuff.
Yeah.
Is it original if it's double stuff?
Yep, because the original ones aren't as good.
Okay. Sure.
I feel it.
You could say like regular double stuff.
No, the original.
You need to stop this shit.
No, I support Tony.
No, I don't like the double stuff. I like a very fine balance of cream to cookie ratio.
Uh-huh.
I'm also a serial killer. I forgot to mention. I twist the cookie and then I just eat the cookie and throw the cream in the garbage.
You sick bastard!
No, I never twist the cookie. I never like the cream. That's weird.
Liking the cream is weird.
I used to do it as a kid, but I can't do all that sugar in one place anymore. Barrett, did anything interesting happen with you this week? You're our guest. You know, usually we let our guests talk. So,
I had a couple things happen to me. I realized that I get really annoyed by the dumbest fucking things. I was getting in the mood the other day. I was home alone. I was like, all right, it's time to go on my normal porn sites.
okay,
And,
just like not to masturbate, but just like to chill.
Yeah.
It's just Pornhub and chill, if you know what I'm saying.
Pornhub and chill, you know what I'm saying?
Can that be Scott's closing topic?
It could be Nabishin's closing topic,
No, Nabishin's already got one. Guys, come on.
but I already have a couple.
Shut up, Scotty
And
doesn't
we already
know
know
shit.
Greg's is Crunchyroll and chill.
Crunchyroll and literally nothing else happens.
Yep.
Yeah, this is why I knew I needed to record this week. This is why even if my voice wasn't on, I was like, man, just let Nabishin knows, whatever.
I'm going down the front page of said porn site, and I see, what was the title? It was Asian,
Here we go.
Korean, take hella dick.
Hella dick. You are a
And
West
it
Coast
wasn't
man,
even-
so
It
spoke
wasn't
to you.
even. Well, yeah, it's not even. I'm not originally from the West Coast, but
Oh, shit, really? Were you-
I've been
wait.
Ohio,
No.
actually.
If you were
West.
East Coast, you would be cool, but
Okay.
Fucking
I'm
Midwest.
so close though. I'm like almost pretty cool.
Almost.
But anyway, not even not discussing the bad grammar in this title, which is what you usually get on your porn videos.
yeah.
Korean was spelled with a C, and that just fucking pissed me off to the point where I didn't even want to jerk off anymore. I was like, God fucking damn it! I closed the window and I just went and I just blacked out. That was how mad I was. I was like, God
That's
fucking damn it.
awesome. Oh my god, that's probably my favorite porn story. Full
Um,
stop.
and then sort of something bummed out happened this week. Obviously not as big as you. I'm not trying to top you or anything.
That's fine.
But a band that I liked, they just came out with a new album, and I was like, oh, I should go get tickets for their concert coming up in like mid-November. So I looked up tickets, and it was sold out. I was like, all right, that's not too bad. Usually go to your other sites like StubHub or whatever. And the cheapest tickets I saw that were on sale were $200.
Yeah,
And,
that's a huge bummer, man. Like, I don't know how you're gonna live past that.
Well, I was just like, it wasn't even like a huge bummer. It was like I just realized I hadn't been to any like concerts recently, so I was like, oh, I should go. And then that was like a big no. So I was like, all right, I got to do something. So I'm deciding. It turned from a sort of bummer into like a cool thing. I decided that I'm gonna go to PSX, and
Oh.
and this is my proposal to you, Alex, because I know you're
Okay.
questioning on going or not.
Yeah, that's becoming even more of a question mark when you don't have a home.
Yeah. Exactly. I just want to put it out there. I'm proposing an idea to you. If you want to go to PSX, if you get your ticket and your plane stuff, I know plane tickets go down on Tuesday or whatever. Our casa is your casa. If you need a place to stay.
Whose
Just
casa?
our couch.
Can you please? No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're in the Bay Area, right?
I'm right in the heart of San Francisco. Well, not in the heart, but I'm on the outskirts of San Francisco.
Oh, so you're not at all in the heart of San Francisco. I
I
believe the outskirts is actually the opposite of the heart.
When you and I met in San Francisco for the Kind of Funny Live event, I was living in San Jose, which was about an hour out. But I'm now in San Francisco, so I'm about. I think the PSX is at the Moscone Center downtown, so that's literally like a 20-minute commute. So.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
New York Comic Con is the thing that's like, man, that's probably not going to happen. I was working with Sean Pitts to maybe make it happen, but
Yeah.
God, that's probably going to fall around that weekend where I might end up moving. So, but I don't
I'm just
know.
saying,
I
if you
keep that in
wanna-
mind.
Yeah, keep it in mind. It's the offer's out there, so that's there for you. And then the last thing that happened this week, I got into my fantasy baseball championship, which was cool. Which is pretty alright.
Is fantasy baseball real? I thought
It
was only
is.
football.
Yeah, I'm not. I did fantasy football once, like 8 years ago. It was like, all right, I'm more of a baseball fan myself, so this is the first time I did fantasy baseball. I did pretty all right, so I'm not complaining.
Solid. I like it.
Yeah.
Solid work.
That was
There
my
was-
week.
That's good. I like that. It's positive. It's uplifting. It's got PSX written all over it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there was something I was gonna say, but I think I lost it. Tony, did anything happen for you this week?
I mean, no.
I mean, no. You might have like broken a few gas pipes in a house near me, but like
Yeah, you know.
outside of that, man, like how lucky do you have to be the BG&E guy that goes in the house to be like, oh shit, this is leaking gas. Oh shit, this has been leaking gas for over 2 hours. I need to evacuate this place. Close the door behind you, and then it fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Like, so close. Nabashin, what about you?
This week's been nothing but stress for me, pretty much.
I know that feel.
Yeah. The whole you're the manager but not a manager type of thing that I'm doing
Yes.
right now. So that was just a whole bunch of like paperwork and stuff like that I had to do all this week. Not the actual paperwork that will make me a manager or something like that, but like the paperwork for like being a manager. So like doing the schedule and making sure all the orders are done and everything like that, and like looking over people. Like a few minutes before you even supposed to record, like one of my coworkers called me to tell me like some shit's going on between a couple of the employees. So like we might not have a cake decorator in like the next few days because she'll just probably quit. So that'd be something to look forward to and try to work around. Cause she's a bitch.
Damn.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, but
Can't have your cake and eat it too.
yeah,
Bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, I'll be working tomorrow, and I'll be opening, and like she'll be mid shift, and so she already claimed that she's like, oh, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just doing my cakes, and you can just worry about everything else. That's what she called. She asked the coworker who called me like to get my number so she could tell me that. I'm like, no, don't give her my number. Like, I'm not the manager. Like, I'm just a guy who's taking responsibility until they find somebody fucking else. So it's not like I know anything, because I don't know anything.
It's really a good thing that I didn't die in a fire then, because if you had been like, oh, I'm the manager of this fucking grocery store for now, and then gotten the text message from Scott saying like, now Shane, you're in charge of IP now because Alex was stupid and blew up a house, you'd be like, man, fuck both of these things.
And I'll say, fuck you, Scott, for being that insensitive.
Scott's all business. It's just
like,
a business
show up in a
relationship.
suit and very dark shades.
Yeah.
Like, sir, we have something to tell you.
Yeah. You're the manager of IP now. You've been named CEO.
But yeah, it's just been a lot of stress this week.
Mm.
You know, worrying about you, worrying about my job, and so like pretty much like I just call like Mark and Katie and like, hey, I need to fucking go somewhere and do something. So I hung out with them, which is like always bring me smiles and cheers. They said hi, by the way. They were concerned.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And like I would say, you know what? Like, I want some steaks. I haven't had steaks in fucking forever. So like, hey, if I buy the steaks, like, can you just make them? We'll just like eat together. And so we did that. She made the steaks. We were fucking awesome. I ate like
Awesome.
3 of them.
That's a man right there.
Yeah, like
Doing Chie proud.
Yeah.
It cost me like $30, but fucking like that was like totally worth it.
Yo, man, treat yourself.
How good that was. And like we watched a movie called Serendipity, total chick flick movie. But like it was actually really, really good for what it was. Cause like Katie was like selling it to us. It's just like, oh, it's not a girly movie. It's just like it's one of my favorite movies I want to see. And I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll watch it. And then like as soon as the movie was over, as soon as the credits started rolling, I'm like, you're a fucking liar. He's like, that's girly as shit. but it was good. It was a good movie. So like, you know, we had a good time. But like I feel like other than my job being like the complete shithole that it is, like since I'm in a post Metal Gear world now, like I feel like I'm actually getting shit done with my life now, which is like something like I literally couldn't say for the last 2 weeks. So like now that that's out of my way, like I pretty much game marked my PS4 till like Uncharted comes out. I'm like, yeah, just take this, and I'll just play other games now and enjoy them. So
You didn't respond to any of my Metal Gear related text messages. So
that it was like work stress. That's the whole reason why I didn't really want to talk to anybody. So I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I was worried that my texts maybe weren't going through again.
Yeah.
Cool. I remember now what I was gonna say. Related, kind of to work, and like the steaks and treating yourself. I got like a much larger than normal paycheck on Friday, yesterday. That was like a lot of money. I'm like, okay, so like, you know, this is gonna go towards bills and this is gonna go towards rent. And then I realized like I'm gonna get refunded on half this month's rent, and then I won't have to pay rent again for a little bit. So I now have all of this money, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, it is the first, and for at least I would say 5 years probably, the only time I have so much money that I don't actually know what to do with it. So I was wondering if anyone had any suggestions. The key thing here is I was sitting on Amazon. I'm like, man, where the fuck am I gonna send this? Because I don't have a house. What the fuck? So something to keep in mind.
Packages here if you want, Alex.
Yeah, and then I come in, they're just ripped open. You just play with all my toys.
Yeah, right.
It's just all GI Joe figures.
Yeah, of course. And Miley Cyrus action figures.
I'll probably get Splatoon. Not that I can fucking play it, because I can't play anything right now.
Here's what you do: you buy a tower PC.
Buy a tower PC. Yeah.
Oh.
I am saving.
idea.
I am saving up for a computer.
There you go.
So that is something I've been keeping in mind. But I'm going to save up for that. I'm not going to buy that right away. That would take all of this money, this huge amount of money that I have. But I say huge in quotes because it's not actually probably that much. But I'll probably get Splatoon. And that's like $42 because I'm gonna get it at Best Buy and save a bunch, $8 or whatever. And then like whatever, like I don't know, something.
PlayStation
So-
TV.
Get another TV.
PlayStation TV. Yes.
Oh, PlayStation TV. Yeah, really, at this point, I don't have any fucking excuse. I am going to. I was thinking about getting the Persona 4 Dancing All Night special edition, because fuck it, treat yourself. But like, I'm like, I don't need what's in the special edition, so I'm just gonna get the game.
Especially you don't have a Vita that works that good. So.
Yeah, but it's button based and touchscreen based, so I should be fine to play that game. I'm for sure gonna get it. I wasn't really originally gonna get it just because like I'm not super invested in it. I'm not way big on or good at rhythm games, so. But yeah, I'll probably get that, and that'll be fun. That'll bring me a lot of joy because I'm gonna be dancing with Rise, even if she does sound a little different. I don't know if I told you how much, but I watched the trailer. She's good. That girl is really good at doing a kind of Laura Bailey, a little higher pitch, but it's totally acceptable. Hopefully, please God, just let this be the last Persona 4 game.
Please.
I'm too invested in this series for you guys to draw it out. But yeah, that's something to think about. Maybe you guys can think of some suggestions. Maybe I can pay to get my PS3 modded so I can play Tales of Vesperia in English. All right. How about we start the real show? We burnt 40 minutes talking about bullshit and flaming houses.
Let me turn on my AC and I'll be ready.
Okay.
That's a good 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm sorry.
Bullshit and burning houses.
I didn't. I took up most of the time, but
So selfish. You act like this is your show or something.
it's our show, Barrett. I'll have you know. It's mine and Scott's show, actually. Because fuck Evan.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was like, Greg didn't even fucking send me a response. But he did. He said, holy shit, dude.
I saw that and I saw Evan's response.
Yeah, Evan was surprisingly talkative for someone who's so busy to not record a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like you know, I know Evan loves me and I know he cares. But, like, you know, fucking all it takes is a goddamn house full blowing up for him to goddamn talk to us.
That just shows that, like, he reads everything.
No, like, that's the worst part about Greg and Evan is they read all the fucking messages. Like, all of them. For sure.
Yeah.
They never have anything to say.
Or
It's like,
respond. Like,
even
they
if it's
don't
just
say
a
anything.
K.
Yeah.
This is one
Or
of the few
like
scenarios where I would
sorry,
like
guys,
a
I'm not
K.
going to be on the show for the 12th week in a row.
Yeah. Twats. You know, like in the past 5 months, Evan has had at least one Saturday or Friday off. Like, come on.
Probably, like, multiple.
Yeah. Everybody have Audacity and or QuickTime, their recording software up?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask. Can I take a second
No.
break?
No.
No.
You're fine.
Okay. Because I've been drinking a lot, so
Go pee.
because I'm a jackass.
You're fine.
I'll
Drink
use
to
the time to
forget.
do the exact same thing.
Oh, I guess bonus content is gonna get a little inside baseball, but I forgot to mention this earlier. I am working on getting us partnering with a certain advertising corporation that other podcasts we listen to use.
Cool.
We're gonna see how that pans out.
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is one of the things we could be advertising, as well as things like Nature
I-
Box.
I was
and-
literally just thinking about Crunchyroll. It's like, why the fuck is MupX not trying to get that advertising for them? But, that was just thought in my head.
It's tough. Like, you know, I think they would want a certain amount of downloads per week.
Sure.
That's why I don't know if we're going to get this partnership deal. But we'll see. It'll be fun if we do get the chance to do ads. I think we can have fun with that. At least you and I can. I wish.
Rude?
I mean, Scott was like on one point last time. Like the last
Sure.
one we did, like free balling. I know Scott was like dominating it.
Yeah. I would love to just do 4 weeks in a row of Tony and Scott reading ad copy. That's what I want.
Alright.
But I'll keep you guys posted. I sent an email last night. It's the weekend now, so we probably won't hear back till Monday. But Barry, you good?
I am good. I'm
Alright.
good. I'm dry. It's all good.
Dry heaving.
No. Oh gosh.
The back of my throat is like a Sahara desert. A Sahara, not the.
Well, isn't it only the Sahara? Isn't the Sahara Desert the only Sahara Desert? I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Do you know
I
how
just want to.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to remind you the piece of advice that I gave you when we first met, and I want to give it to you again in your time of need. Just do you, boo. Just do you, boo.
You do you, boo boo. You do you.
boo.
In the words of a great philosopher by the names of Ron White, you can't fix stupid. I said that straight face to Damien in a mall once, and he fucking lost his mind. In the words of the late great philosopher who's actually still alive, Ron White, you can't fix stupid. All right, cool. On 1, we're gonna count down from 5 to 1. We're gonna what?
Is Scott here?
Miss Scott, are you here?
I'm gonna take that as a no.
I think he said he went to the bathroom as well.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Scotty, please.
I'm back.
Scotty!
Scott's
No!
back. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Beaming in Evan.
Beaming in Evan. No, you're not. Don't.
Missed his arm. Sorry, Evan.
Well, guess Evan's armless. On 1, countdown from 5 to 1. On 1, not go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If that feedback then happens again, Barrett, because it might, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just give me a heads up and then I'll do what I did again.
And then we'll stop your recording and then recount you in. It's really easy, even though it sounds terrifying. We've done
Okay,
it
that
before.
sounds really scary.
No,
I don't know if
it's-
I'm prepared,
Hey,
but I'll be brave.
You'll be fine. Barrett, I like how you double spaced after you tabbed. I'm just kidding. I hate it. What the fuck is wrong with you? It was in the Google Doc.
I wanted mine to be aligned like yours, so I was trying to get there as fast as I could.
Oh, okay. Well, you fucked up.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Any other news, Thompson?
Nothing of too importance.
You
Did
sure?
anything happen today?
I was gonna say the Twitch video on demand thing, but no, I already have that. there.
TwitchCon happened. Is there anything interesting from that?
Let me see.
They talked a lot about
Fucking
StarCraft.
TwitchCon. I want to be at TwitchCon.
Yeah, why? It's like right up the street, isn't it?
Yeah, but I gotta work and shit.
You didn't have to work today. You could have hung out in the morning.
But I would have rather hung out with you guys.
You're here now. I'm just saying, like in the morning.
Oh, in the morning. Well, the thing is, Colin and Greg had their live show today at 10. I woke up at like 10:30 today. So, because I never get a day off, so this is my first day off in like 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm always, if I'm not working, I'm doing school. If I'm not doing school, I'm doing my show, and it's just fucking, I'm all over the place, so. Yeah, so I've fucking slept in, and then I tuned into like the last part of Colin and Greg, which was cool, and then I got drunk.
And here we are.
And here we are.
And it's only 5:15 for you. The night is young.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten drunk during the day since probably sophomore year of high school.
Oh, okay. Starting off strong. Starting off young.
Yeah, because I usually don't partake in the mind-altering substances, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I thought, you know what? Today's
You
a
mean
special
never,
day.
because you're underage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is being recorded for the police to listen to. God, imagine getting busted because you said something in a fucking YouTube video on the Irrational Passions YouTube account.
God damn, that'd be a way to go, you know?
That would be. That's how I want to go down. That or dying in a house fire.
You missed
I'll
your
try
chance.
harder next time. All right. Oh God. Ugh.
Yeah, don't stress yourself so much. I was telling you on Twitter, man. Just tea, honey,
Oh yeah, I know. I've been there. Oh man, I got a little bit
less
of oomph out of that.
penises down your throat.
Yeah, less penile. Penile. And that phlegm definitely that cleared something that was being blocked out. And now I'm just
Good.
congested.
That's not good.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Let's get this
Alright.
get this gravy train rolling.
Yeah, by the way, I didn't see any newsworthy type of shit.
Yeah,
so.
I just checked as well. Didn't
Cool.
see anything. Let me repost the link.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that as well.
I am become burning house. Oh yeah, the Jackbox announced the third-party game in the Party Pack 2. Harold tweeted that at me. All right. It is Saturday, September 26, 2015, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I am your currently raspy-voiced Alex O'Neill. And with me this week, I have Scott Guthier,
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
Hello.
Tony, you're quiet.
Tony, you're so quiet. There we go. Brian Nobishin Jackson.
88 miles per hour.
What? What's that?
I don't know. I saw Back to the Future box over there. I couldn't think of something. That was something.
That works. And joining us this week, we have special guest Barrett Courtney. Hello, Barrett.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. How are we doing today?
I'm all right.
That's good. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of anything clever like Nobishin or anything, so I just went
tough, man.
head first, and it is tough. I'm not as clever or as handsome as you, so it's tough.
He is very handsome. I can attest to that. I'm gonna say it right here before we even get going. Before Barrett even can introduce himself fully, you should probably listen to the bonus content of this week because it is a classic. For those who don't know, my house was next to a house that fucking exploded, causing me to not have a house to live in anymore. I think that's important enough to re-mention in the real show. We talked about it a bit at length, I would say, in the bonus content, which you can always watch in the video version of this show on youtube.com/irrationalpassions. I go into detail about what happened and tell the story. But, the show must go on. As I said on Twitter, IP fucking stops for nothing.
I like how you just click our audience. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Except for when I have clinical depression. IP stops for that. But it doesn't stop for any house fire. So, I'm okay. Thank you to everyone who's reached out and said stuff to me. All of our listeners and just a bunch of amazing people out there, and I really appreciate it. I just wanted to put that out there at the front of the show. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not trying to throw a pity party. I don't need that. I'm in good spirits. No one got hurt, and everything.
Hey, Batman.
You're a strong
Batman.
single man who doesn't need no pity party. All right.
I don't need no house.
I don't need no
Excuse-
Superman to help me.
I don't
Yeah.
need
Thank you,
no
Alpha.
house.
Flash didn't save me from no fucking fire. I'll tell you that much. Thanks, Batman. But I do want to say thank you, because you guys have been amazing to me, and I do want to say thank you to the hosts of this podcast. I'm not trying to ruin your cred, Tony. I know you got a pretty good street rep as the guy that hates Alex, but you were very sweet, and I appreciate it. All of you were, and you were very supportive, and it's awesome. Even Evan and Greg, as we discussed before we started the show, they can't bring themselves to respond to any of our messages. Maybe Greg sometimes, and all it takes for Evan to talk to me is a fucking house fire. So here we are. But let's get into the show. Barrett, for people who don't know, who are you?
Well, my name is Barrett Courtney. I like long walks on the beach. I live in San Francisco, where we have really crappy beaches. And I have a show that I run myself called, well, we have a couple different shows, but we call ourselves Bayazona Gamers over on youtube.com/Bayazona Gamers. I started that recently, earlier this year, and I wanted to get, I wanted to know other podcasters like yourself and everybody at Irrational Passions, so I hit you guys up and I was like, yo, I want to be on the show because you guys are hella cool. And then you're like, I don't know if I like that or not because you're really weird. And I was like, please,
I never said that.
pretty please. I begged on my knees, and you're like, fucking fine. All right, Jesus Christ.
Never have it. It was
We all know
funny.
Alex can't resist people on their knees.
You're like, because of you, because we scheduled this out a while in
Yep.
advance, which I appreciate. I do like,
Yeah.
as the host of this show will say, like, I'll schedule out a full month of guests a month in advance, and they'll be like, I don't know who any of these fucking people are. It's like, or that's like 4 weeks away. Who gives a shit? I'm like, I'm just keeping you guys in the loop. And because we scheduled it so far in advance, I had to push Sean Pitts back to next week.
Oh no.
So you push
Sorry.
Sean Pitts back.
I can't.
Take that
Don't
one to
make
the
me-
grave.
Well, here's the thing. Sean Pitts, if you're ever listening to this or watching or whatever,
Yeah.
however you take in your irrational passions, just think about it this way. I am like the opener for the guests of Irrational Passions, and Sean, you're like the big, massive closer that everybody knows and loves. So just think about it that way.
I have no fucking
all I
idea
gotta
what's
say.
going to happen next week with Sean.
I'm really excited. I'm going to tune in because I conveniently got work off next Saturday as well, so I'm going to,
It's going to be a fuck fest.
yeah.
A
fuck
teddy bear fuck fest.
God damn.
Yeah, Sean Pitts he's a cool guy. I know most of, if not everyone here, has not talked to him, but he's a cool guy. But Barry, you are on this week.
Yeah, I am. It's about me now.
I'm only kind of familiar with your show. Could you like give me a rundown of all the different things you put out? Because you don't just do like a podcast. You do more.
No, we do a bunch of shit. So we have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BazoneGamers again. And we got a couple different shows on there. We have a show called Quick Reviews every Monday, where each of us, I've got two friends who do this with me, Ricky and Henry, and each of us for Quick Reviews bring in a couple of things to give like a sort of 1-minute review on how we generally feel about it and like whether or not we would suggest it to our audience and stuff. So we've got that goes up every Monday, and then every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we have a topic-based talk show called Talking Shit, where one of us brings in a topic of discussion and then we talk some shit about it. And that goes from anything from, terrible video game endings to our favorite movies to like porn, anything really.
You got this weird
it's-
thing about porn, man. Even in the pre-show,
I'm
you
just-
were
I'm just
like,
thinking about like off the top of my head right now. So porn, I don't think is a topic, but it could be a topic for us soon. So that, and then every Friday we put up a Let's Play called our series is called Let's Play Some Shit, and we don't really do like a series like you do. I know you do like your 1,000-Year Door, and then you recently played Donkey Kong 64 with
played
Ants.
is a liberal way to put that. Yeah.
So we do like a random one. We did Bully for like a couple of weeks, and then we got tired of that. Because even though Bully is a fun game, it gets a little tiring after a while. So we just do anything we feel like playing, and then we also have a podcast portion of Bayazona Gamers if you want to check us out at SoundCloud. Just look up Bayazona Gamers. We have a weekly podcast that goes up on Sunday called The Shitcast, where we sort of do what you guys do, where we talk about nerdy news and all that good stuff, and you get some of our YouTube content early. So that is what we do, and I just want to say I wanted to come onto the show because the young man that we mentioned before, Brant, came onto the show and talked some major shit about Donkey Kong 64, which I believe is the best video game of all fucking time.
All time, really?
No, not all time, but it is personally my favorite game of all time,
Really?
and I will stand fucking by that. Yes.
Dude, did you watch that fucking
So-
Let's Play?
I watched the first episode. Because I'm so busy, like I have to like listen to like just the podcast like every couple of weeks, so I have to like constantly catch up with you guys. So I watched the first episode, which was pretty enjoyable. But I do want to watch the rest because I've heard some good things about it.
Dog, we go to some fucking places, man. Like Brant and I, like I'm trying to think of like it's like tantric evolution, where you like die and get reincarnated 6 times. I'm pretty sure that's what fucking happened when Brant and I played that fucking game.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
I was scared because I always knew in my mind that DK64 was my favorite game of all time, but I hadn't played it since I was a kid until last year. My girlfriend and I went to Hawaii because that's where she's from, and her brother had an N64 with DK64. So naturally, instead of sightseeing and bullshit tourist stuff that I probably should have done, I played Donkey Kong 64 with my girlfriend, and it still held up. It still held up for me. And the most genius part is when you're in the toy factory, which I think is like the third world or whatever, and you have to play the original Donkey Kong game twice to be able to beat the fucking game, which is fucking ingenious.
Is
One of
it
the best?
Is it ingenious?
I think it's.
Is that the word we're going to use to describe that?
Donkey Kong 64 is the most ingenious fucking game of all time. Fuck The Last of Us. Fuck. What else have I got on my shelf?
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, fuck Metal Gear Solid 5. Fuck Persona and Shovel Knight and all that stuff. Donkey Kong 64 is where it's fucking at.
Yeah, well, I guess, Namishin, you can cancel our Game of the Year show. I think we know what Game of the Year every year should be from here on out.
Donkey Kong 64, motherfuckers.
I will say, Barrett, Brant and I, by no choice of ours, devoted an entire week to playing the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 64 of episodes. So, you can just go take that one in when you got the spare time.
I know there's problems with it, but there's just something about it that I fucking love. I can't pinpoint what it is, but I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, I really like the game too. It is full
I just know
of
that.
issues, but
Oh yeah, but I just know that Sir Brant fucking has a distaste for that game.
Sir Brant Miss Bullshit Range is he can go fuck himself. No, Brant, since you're not listening, fuck you. But no, you're fine. No, Brant and I have been discussing pretty candidly the shit that we're gonna play next together. And we have something picked out. We know what we're gonna do. But I'm like contemplating saying like, no, we should just play a bad game. We should just do that.
You should. Your next Let's Play should be Super Mario 64 or just Mario 64. What is it called? Did
Mario
anybody
64.
ever come?
I think it might be
Mario
Super
64.
Mario 64. I don't know.
Because I bought both of those I bought DK64 and Mario 64 on the Virtual Console, and DK64 again still holds up. I do see some problems with it, but as a game, that's still fun for me. I like the sort of collectible side of that game.
Yeah.
But Mario 64, man, for some reason that game just fucking ages like shit.
Yeah, I don't think it holds up very well at all. A lot of people think I'm crazy for thinking that. Okay, so the shitcast is the show they want. You think that's a good intro to start with?
Yeah, I would say that's a good intro to see like how we are.
I'm gonna stop you because
Okay.
I'm getting that sweet static again.
All right, cool. Just 1 second, okay? Sorry
So
about that.
when you unplug your microphone, it might stop your recording, and I have something we can do for that.
Okay. So should I unstop my recording now?
Sure, do that.
Okay. I'm gonna stop now.
Scott, I don't know if you remember this, but this used to happen all the time when we convert headset mics to USB.
Yep.
So this is taking me back.
So I'm gonna unplug my microphone in a couple seconds.
Do it to it. God, it's like a big old nostalgia bomb. IPO year 1. Bring it back.
He even still likes Donkey Kong. I probably will still like it too.
I mean, it's it's not terrible, but
All right, how am I sounding now?
much better.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna open up a new audio recording of.
Just make sure you save that one. Just save it as
Yeah.
quickly as you can so we can just keep rolling.
Okay, so that one is saved, and then we're gonna do a new audio recording. Check,
Okay.
check. It's got my waves.
Okay,
And count me in, and I'll press on 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna count 3, 2, 1, and you press
Okay.
on 1. Okay.
Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
All right.
And then what were we talking about? Sorry.
The shitcast is a good place to start.
Yes, the shitcast is a good way to start because we do sort of talk about like what we've been playing and then like our sort of take on the news, and then you get some of our YouTube content early before that goes up on YouTube. So it gets like a good, you get a good vibe of to see like how the three of us are, and then you don't have to see our ugly faces. And then if you're adventurous enough, you can go over to our YouTube page and then see our ugly faces and then be like, okay, they're funny enough, they're charming enough that I can stand the ugliness of these guys.
They're so
yeah.
modest as well.
Yeah. So yeah, check out the shitcast. That's actually sort of a newer portion of Beta Zoning Gamers, but I do believe it's like the place to go to right now.
Okay. It's worth noting Bayzona is BAIAZONA gamers. All one
Yeah, we
word.
try to make it as complicated as fucking possible to find us.
You're killing it. You know what's easy to remember? Irrational passion.
Passions. Yeah,
God damn right.
because I tuned into your show last week and you shouted me out and you said Baya, and then every time that I tip Colin and Greg live, they say Baya, and I'm like, God fucking damn it, we need to change our name.
To be fair, as an Albishan likes to point out to me, Colin Moriarty doesn't know how to pronounce anything.
That is true.
What is it? He
Is
calls
he-
you Nabeshin when he reads your comments. So
Is he
There you
good on the Japanese names though? I have yet to ask my.
He's good at it. It's just a matter of him knowing ahead of time. Like
Yeah.
both him and Greg know how to pronounce it. It's just a matter of just like knowing that.
yeah, they'll do the research.
Pronunciation.
is the
Yeah,
thing,
that's true.
so they'll put in the work.
Because I have yet to ask my girlfriend, because she's also Japanese, so I have yet to ask her to like have her listen to Colin's take on some names and have her judge that.
I watched
Suikoden.
I watched someone enunciate out what something written in Japanese should sound like. It was fascinating. So
Yeah.
A, E, I, O, U.
yeah, that's what it was. Then they slapped me. Cool, Barrett. That was the longest introduction I think we've ever given.
Yeah,
a guest.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you've come to the right place. Tangents are pretty much par for the course here. Cool. I have watched an episode of this shitcast at some point in my life, and I got a few chuckles out of it.
Yeah,
I was
we're
gonna.
doing,
Oh,
we're doing all right. You know, we started back. You know, we're not like Irrational Passions here, where we've been going for 5 years and we know like what the fuck to do or anything. But we started in April on April 1st. That was like when we had our first stream on Twitch. And then we moved away from Twitch because we realized that whenever we do a fucking stream, it just goes to shit. We joked around like Colin and Greg think their show is a garbage truck on fire. You should fucking see ours. And then we decided to just do like pre-recorded stuff, and that's been working out for us so far. And
pre-recorded is the way to start. It's
Yeah.
not. That's actually not how we started it. I think that's why when I do pre-recorded stuff, like there is like this weird kind of crispness to it that's kind of lacking in most of our other content because like
oh yeah.
we just jumped right into streaming because no one was doing it when we started. We just threw ourselves to the wolves. It
Well,
was
that's
awesome.
that's a good thing to do. Is like try to do something when no one else is doing it. Try to get on it, and then hopefully you'll be Irrational Passions in 5 years.
So like no one, big old nobodies. My friend and our friend Jason A. Striker, when we were talking over lunch one time, and I was saying like I do production and I do the hosting. You know, I'm working both sides. And he's like, that shit is the way that you get good, because
Yep.
I live that life, and there is nothing more stressful than that. And if you
Yep.
ever move to just doing one or the other at any point, it's gonna be the easiest fucking thing you ever have to do.
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm definitely
yeah.
on that producing side as well, where after we record all of our videos and our podcasts, I go home and I immediately fucking edit. And of course, every one of my computers suck. So I have to like just be patient and try to get through it. And there are some good episodes that I have edited where we have like on point intros and like clips that come into the middle of the video that are so fucking good. And then some weeks my computers are just sucking ass, so I've just have to accept that I can't really edit anything in the video itself. And then sometimes when I import to edit the video, the sound and the audio and video is so unsynced it's not even fixable. So yeah, you just gotta take it week by week. Oh, that's what I have to do at least. So I understand that sort of being on the show and being behind the show as well.
Yeah. If for Alex Talks, for example, speaking of audio sync issues, I would record audio and video separate, and I would do the clap to sync it up. So that's how fucking crazy I am when it comes to
Yeah.
production.
Yeah, that's what we do for Let's Plays. Like, we record on one computer, and then we record the gameplay on another computer, and I do like I'm turning right over to Mad Max in 3, 2, 1 now. You know, like that's
Yeah.
how, like, I don't. Our shows are literally strapped together by tape, but you know what? We make that tape fucking work. So, yeah.
Cool. I like it. Obviously, check out Bayazona Gamers.
Or
If-
not.
If
It's
I may.
okay.
You know what? Whatever.
Well, do you, boo? That's all I'm gonna say.
Barrett, you did tell me that you would consider it an honor to podcast with me at some point. This was months
Yes,
ago.
I'm glad you brought this up because
So-
I do want to say something about this. That
So I hope I'm disappointed already.
no, you're already really fine. And here's the thing: like,
Mm-hmm.
I throughout my years as Sir Barrett James Courtney, I really loved video games when I was a child. And then at one point, I think in like middle school, I sort of fell out of that. I don't know if it was because of the people I was hanging out with or anything. So I got back into video games when I moved over here in San Francisco. And so I started going on these websites like IGN and stuff, but I didn't really listen to any podcasts.
Mhm.
I didn't get into any podcasts until January 5th, 2015, when lo and behold, Greg Miller was leaving IGN, and I was like, I sort of knew Greg Miller, I sort of didn't, so I was like, what was he leaving for? And I checked out Kind of Funny. And so Kind of Funny was my first experience of listening to game podcasts and stuff. So they're my first sort of intro to like that world. And then naturally, soon after that, I started listening to Sean Pitt's Nerds at the Round Table, and I was a really big fan of that. And then soon after that, I started listening to the Irrational Pod. And
That is us.
so you guys
that's
are
us. That's Scott. Scott hosts that podcast.
Yep.
so literally the top 3 podcasts right now are Irrational Passions, not in any order, but Irrational Passions,
No,
Nerds
it's
at the
in
Round
order.
Table, and Kind of Funny.
Totally
Like,
in order.
you guys, like, and just like seeing your dedication, like all of your guys' dedication to like what you do is inspiring to me, because I sort of realized this year, like, this is something I might want to do as a profession one day. So seeing you guys work at it as well is inspiring. So I embarrassingly emailed Alex saying it would be an honor. It would be an honor to podcast with you one day. That's what I meant by that, because you guys are one of the very few like people I listen to when it comes to gaming. You guys are fucking awesome and hilarious. So, yeah,
Well,
that's
thank
what I have
you.
to say. Yeah,
This is very sweet of you. I could probably go around the panel here and ask everyone how they think we've managed to last and do this almost every week for 5 years. I'm pretty sure everyone would say, I have no fucking idea. Yeah, it's always weird because like I think Scott had that moment too, like when it was in June and all 6 of us were on, where it was like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for 5 years. How the fuck did that happen?
Scott's forehead.
Scott's
Sees us
forehead.
through.
Yeah, God, man, I miss Scott's forehead. We haven't seen Scott's forehead in like 57 episodes.
Right? And he didn't even put a profile picture on, so there's just nothing.
Yeah, Scott's just a weird blue person on a blue background.
Well, Scott was in. He was at your place in 244, I believe, was he not?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, he was
course.
over.
But there was this thing that where I was doing where it was just strictly my forehead.
Yeah,
Yes.
when we started doing the Google Hangout, when we switched to Google Hangout, all of us actually had video on, even Nobishin for certain spurts, which was it's crazy because I'll go back and watch those because I'm a nostalgic person, and it's it's Evan, Tony, Scott, and me, and that was still when Joe was on sometimes as well, and we would all have video on. And Scott's video is always just like his computer up a little too high, and it's just a shot of his forehead and nothing of his face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, we got to get everybody cameras again. But not Tony because I know he's naked.
Yeah.
Well, no, we especially need to get Tony a camera now.
Before we started recording, I asked Scott if I should wear pants. I am. I'm just. They're just rolled up. If for people watching the video, cool.
Yeah, show me that kneecap, you dirty boy.
These are my big old hairy legs. Well, Barrett, it's a pleasure to have you on. Now,
Yeah, and
maybe
it's a pleasure to be here.
30 minutes of just stroking our own egos later, we can actually get the show rolling. So house cleaning. Normally, we do a little house cleaning here. I was working on Monthly Passions. Then I took a nap, and then my house exploded.
It's the most hilariously tragic thing. Oh my
It is
god!
funny, right? It's just funny. I don't know why it's funny, but it's kind of hilarious. I'm glad
It's
that you
because of the
guys.
nonchalantness of like how you say it. It's just like, yeah, my house exploded.
Like, I wish it bothered me more because then I would feel normal. And it's not like I was going through the sad wreckage. My house is fine, but the sadness of my dank, humid house, and I'm like super bummed out anytime I'm in there. But then I leave and I just start laughing because like this is the dumbest thing that could have fucking happened. It's such bullshit. But anyway, my house exploded, so that was delayed. I was going to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings, or Thursday, Friday evenings, and then after this, I was going to record start recording my next Let's Play series, but that's not going to happen. So, not just because my house exploded, but because I don't really have a voice and I'm not going to record Let's Plays like that. So I was going to start that the first week of October. I don't know when that's actually going to start, or when I'm going to be able to record it. We're going to find out. I'm not going to wait until I've moved, I think, to start doing that. And I did do some streaming during the week of Destiny, and I want to continue to stream Destiny. It's kind of a game I want to play and stream at the same time because I thought it was really fun. Obviously that's going to be very difficult for me right now, but I'm going to try, and I wanted to tell everyone that. Can't make any promises. But as far as house cleaning is concerned, I will have Monthly Passions up soon. I've just been working all weekend, and I'll have some time off finally tomorrow night, but we'll see what happens. So that's it. Barrett's here. This is going to be a great show. We've got a great show lined up for you. Some news, plenty of games. No house fires, I promise. And we had great bonus content, as well as a really long, great intro, I guess. So let's get into it. Fucking talk about goddamn fucking video games.
Video games.
Fuck. Barrett, as our guest, would you like to go first?
No, I would rather not go first.
Okay.
Just because I want to hear what you guys have to say about your video games. I'm anticipating it.
I can go first. I don't have that much. So, I finished Metal Gear Solid 5 again. Not for real this time. I finished that last mission that I had left, and then I played. So last week I was like at like 65 hours, And last time I played, I was at 92. And I'm like, God damn it! How did this even happen? And I finished that last mission. And I listened to the Giant Bomb spoiler cast. It made me feel better about the ending. I'm still not very happy, I guess, about the ending. I don't think it was very satisfying. I was curious, Nabishin, if you had any thoughts now that we're both in the post Metal Gear world.
Of what I thought of the ending?
Yeah.
I thought it was serviceable. But when they did the first ending, I didn't like that pretty much at all. And obviously, when the actual real ending happens, like there's still it's like plot threads and dumb stuff that doesn't get resolved or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was a great dumb stupid thing, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, because so like that final mission has a few twists in it that kind of they reveal to you. But I feel like the big one was like right at the beginning. And so like you're just kind of sitting on it throughout doing that whole mission. And I feel like that was a bad way to deliver it, I'll say.
Yeah.
And it's not like there isn't like a reveal at the end of the mission or whatever, but I just feel like it was like, okay, I kind of saw this coming. If they'd done the thing where you switch roles in that mission, that would have been amazing. Yeah, that would have been like, oh wow, I'm kind of into this, because it was a great thing that I thought might be a possibility, but I kind of wrote off because of what happened. Because of when that person wasn't there, and they kind of like trick you, and that was great, but just like them just kind of like nonchalantly saying it was weird.
Yeah,
and it's just like, well, this is it. We're gonna change. We're gonna do this. And it's And it was like, you could have built up to this a little bit more. You could have done a full big thing like Kojima always does, but
like it was pretty clear that after like that pretty much at the start of chapter 2 is when it's like, oh, we ran out of money, so we have to do certain things to kind of extend this game, and something doesn't even get resolved, which is like insane that they weren't resolved,
right?
But it's just what it is. So
yeah, but like it is a thing that like it fits in a weird way, which like whatever. I guess like I wanted this game to just be an epilogue, but it was more of a prologue, you could say, because this game is like an introduction to a bunch of plot lines that you could totally go to from here, as opposed to a satisfying close that doesn't necessarily seal all of the plot threads, but leaves you satisfied, and I don't think it does that.
Yeah, and pretty much what Jeff said. It's shitty that this is like the last one, because if it was like if a certain thing was like like this is what this game is, but this is what actually the next game is, and it's like, oh, okay, then that would be crazy and insane and awesome. But
that specific thing would have been incredible. I was like, no, they should have done that, because I bet he would have kind of wanted to do that, but wouldn't have. But no, you're right, and it's like that's the big thing, is like this game mechanically as a video game is like that resolution of like I can play this game like perpetually and be like, great, this is a great gameplay wise way to end Metal Gear. But story-wise, it's like the exact opposite.
It is totally just unfinished.
Yeah, which is sad, but there is like at least there is a good amount of story there, and some of it's like really incredible. Like we were talking briefly about that one scene, one of the last missions, and how kind of like it's actually really emotional, and like I was actually way into it. We both were. And like I thought that scene with the ashes at the end was actually excellent. Like I felt something with that. So I really liked that. So there's still great things about Metal Gear Solid 5. The ending does not at all ruin that game. It's disappointing, but like whatever. It's like Mass Effect 3. It was all about the journey anyway. So
Sure.
it's not quite like Mass Effect 3.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm getting hung up on. Oh, it's more of like It depends what you go for Metal Gear 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there is a level of dissatisfaction with it. It's kind of like with Batman Arkham Knight. How like that game is like almost not exactly it is, but that game is like almost perfect to me. Except the Batmobile stuff brought it down, and then like so that would be like a 9 instead of a 10 for me type of thing. And like that's kind of like the same thing with Metal Gear. Like the story is just like is too much of a big layer with it for it to be like to the same caliber as something like Metal Gear 3 or 2 or even 1 or even 4. So it's not like it's the worst Metal Gear game, because obviously that's insane if you're going to say that. But it's like story wise, it's like it brings it down like almost a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I was really into the storytelling, and like I really liked the way it was directed. Yeah, I could say. As much as like the twist is like in a weird way takes something away from it, the moments, then the highs that I had with it and the story, specifically just the story, not even the gameplay, were totally really satisfying for me. And that's why like I think of it in a similar context to Mass Effect 3, in like, you know, the ending in Mass Effect isn't great, but all of like the threads in it are incredible. So that's what I think about, you know, those torture scenes and those intimate moments, and like the scene with the ashes and stuff like that. Those threads by themselves that kind of flow throughout the whole game are really, really great. So
yeah, but like, see, now we're just gonna get into this. Like, it's like it's other than like probably Snake and like a couple of characters that you made a bond with, and like there's hardly anybody I care about in this game, story wise, and
I feel like that's fair.
Like I said, like other than like one bond that you really have, like, and all those threads, like I was deeply upset, but like all the stuff from Peace Walker, like pretty much all those connections are pretty much almost not existent in this game.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Yeah,
that really kind of bummed me out. But like I said, it's just a matter of like being a fan and what you go into it for, and how much does that matter to you overall?
Yeah,
that's pretty much like I would say like for me maybe like mostly what Metal Gear is for me. I guess you could say it's just the connection that you have with those characters. That's why 3 is my favorite, and it still is my favorite. So
yeah, that makes sense. I was also disappointed by how some of the Peace Walker character plots panned out, especially with one character in particular. But it's interesting. You know, the game makes you think. It's very different. It's so different. And in a way, you could say it's not even. It's like it's not even a Metal Gear game. And I like and dislike that about it. So there you go. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite games this year. I'll say that. So
yeah, it's for sure one of my favorite games of all time. You know, like, you know, it's very rare to get two of those games in a year, like Witcher 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5, especially in a genre that, you know, a couple years ago I say I didn't really like, but you know, here I am on the other side of that, and open world games are really winning me over when they're doing something fucking different. And they're not trying to be Ubisoft open world formula 2.0. So
I made a weird realization today, because like I was watching like some YouTube videos, and I was watching it kind of funny play Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then like they did the map, and that's how it was open world. I was like, fuck, another open world game I have to play this year. Like, oh my god. So yeah,
but at least there's tombs.
I'm glad I somewhat don't care about Fallout all that much. I might get into the hype and buy that anyway, but like, yeah, I'm more about Tomb Raider right now. So
yeah, like I and you know, this isn't fair or anything, but I already feel like I'm not gonna like Fallout as much as I like Witcher and Metal Gear. That's just because, like, you know, it's been that idea I've been trying to fucking sell to literally any publisher ever. Of like, I don't think Bethesda's formula can compare to open world games that are actually doing something different. And it's like, that's not to say that Bethesda's formula is bad. It's just to say that, you know, there are kind of three of those games, you know, Fallout 3, Skyrim, and Fallout New Vegas, and Oblivion, so far. And, you know, they've done that a lot. So, and I have a feeling Fallout 4 is just going to be that again. Nothing different. Just with dialogue, I guess. But we'll see. I'll pass judgment when we get there. As for me, the only other thing I've been playing is Destiny. I bought Destiny.
Why?
Who saw that coming? Why? That's a good question.
Nobody.
Why?
Nobody saw that coming. Not even I did.
I don't know. There was like this weird thing. I was listening to the Bombcast and they were talking about the Taken King expansion. And I don't know if it was one specific thing that they said. But it's just like, I was like, all right, I'm into it. Let's do it. Let's just fucking do it. And I was like so hesitant. I was like on Twitter, like, I'm going to fucking do this. I'm driving to Best Buy right now. If no one tweets me telling me to fucking stop. I don't know if you saw these tweets, Navashin, but
I did, actually.
And like Jacob texted me. He was like, dude, they made Destiny good. You should get it. And I'm like, did they? Did they really? He's like, yeah. So, and I need 6 people for the raid, so fucking get it.
So what you're saying is I have to play Destiny now?
I think they made Destiny really good. I'm not gonna lie. Now, let's be fair here. I never really played vanilla Destiny. I had a level 5 character that I played through Earth, like pretty much all the Earth missions in vanilla Destiny, and that's it. So, you know, I dodged that bullet, I guess. So it's all new to me, right? And I got it for a great deal. Thank you, Best Buy. Again,
Sponsored by Best Buy.
I'm not sponsored. We're not sponsored by Best Buy. But that Gamer Club Unlocked, man. I got Destiny.
I told you, man. Oh, my God.
For $40 because I had a $10 certificate. $40.42. And, like, there is a whole bunch of game in the Taken King. I feel like if you never played vanilla Destiny, it's totally worth $60. And I'm not max level or anything yet. I played it for like 8 hours straight, and I had so much fun. And you know, like Destiny is one of those rare games where it's like the mechanics of it, like it shoots so fucking good that it actually makes up for some of the shit in that game. But like, here's been kind of like my experience. You know, I've got a lot of people that want to play with me, and that's great. But you know, I'm playing, you know, Destiny 2.0, and I think it's a safe comparison to say it's a lot like. The difference isn't the same. They didn't make the same changes that they did in Diablo, but it is comparable to Loot 2.0 in Diablo, which, you know, Tony will understand is like that's a massive change that just makes the game more fun to play. And it's not like Diablo before that was bad, but you don't realize the problems that the game had until afterwards. Destiny obviously had a lot of very obvious problems. Like the light level, and your level was based on loot after you hit max level, which was 22 or 20, and then like they kept expanding the light level with more and more loot. Now that system's gone. You hit level 40 by killing shit, by shooting dudes, by doing what Destiny does right, which is pulling triggers and killing fucking heads. Exploding.
Killing fucking heads.
Killing heads.
Killing fucking heads exploding. Killing dudes. It's like Gears of War all over again. But you have a light level still. They just call it a light number. But you're building that from the get-go. So like I'm level 15 right now, but I'm like light number 60 something because that's still determined by loot. But you're always getting that. You're always building that. So it's a bit more friendly in that regard.
So basically, they have an item level system now.
They have an item level system. I mean, they kind of did before,
Well,
except like
in the WoW sense of the word.
I was streaming it, like I mentioned earlier, and a lot of people were saying, yeah, it's kind of similar to the WoW stuff. But I don't know if you can build item level in WoW from the get go, or only when you hit max level.
Well, it does. Item level doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a way to like decide like, you know, where loot comes from, and if loot is better or like from a higher tier, then it'll have a higher item level. But technically, like the stuff you start out with the game with is like item level 4, and then like the stuff at the end game right now is item level like 735.
Yeah.
So.
I think item level matters a bit more in Destiny, because like, you know, if you listen to the Bombcast, Brad Shoemaker was saying like, oh, I can do the raid when I'm light 226 or whatever it was. But like it feels like it's going up all the time because you're always getting loot. The big problems that I understand with Destiny from the outside in was that there wasn't enough loot, and the loot that you got was almost always bad, or just like the odds were so low that you would get what you needed.
I remember the reason why I stopped playing Destiny like the first time I got to max level, and then I was trying to grind for better gear, but there was not a really good way to grind, so everyone figured out this thing that you could do, which was like stand right outside this cave that spawned a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And you just kill the stuff. Yeah, the loot cave, and then they patched it and I stopped playing.
Yeah. So now it you know, in the same way that Loot 2.0 and Diablo feels just better, it feels just more like a balanced experience. Like, you'll actually see a rare item, you know, at all.
Yeah.
And you'll just get more loot, and it's usually just it's a more balanced thing. Like sometimes it'll be different weapon that's comparable, but it's a different experience, and they're giving you more options, and you're getting stuff more often. Also, from what I understand, you have the ability to buy certain rare things to get your light level to where you need it to be. You just have to build up these tokens by doing, I think, bounties or something like that. I'm not sure because I'm not max level yet. So, but regardless, they've also streamlined it so you level up a little bit faster, which is, you know, take it or leave it, whatever. But it feels good, and it, you know, it's fun to do that. It's fun to feel like you're making progress and always unlocking new stuff. So, you know, having like done some strikes and fought some bosses, like I've gotten some blue loot, which is rare loot. Purple is legendary. So like I already have some really valuable stuff to me at my level 15, and it feels good. Like, you know, also because I have the 2 expansion passes from the original Destiny, as well as Taken King stuff. That stuff's already integrated into the original like 1 to 20 grind. So, like, those, I guess they're dependent on your level when you can access those. But, like, I've been doing Dark Below stuff, which I could start doing at level 11. So, apparently that stuff was already better than Vanilla Destiny. So, having it mixed in with Vanilla Destiny is just, it's a great experience. It's been super fun. Like, those missions, I guess, are better. But, like, you know, I haven't had a bad mission, I don't think, in Destiny quite yet. Just because, like, there's always something fun to do. I haven't had to fucking do patrols, so solid start. Also, the biggest fucking, like, you know, remembering my experience from earlier this year of just like no loot. You know, it didn't have like the Dark Below, the better missions and stuff. You know, you had to go to a person to turn in bounties. Now you can do them from wherever. But now there's a quest log. It's like, why wasn't there one of these before? It's so easy to just mark stuff and have multiple quests going at the same time. So, yeah, it's just like, a lot of it's like, this makes sense. But as someone who totally avoided Destiny because I'm like, there's not enough game in this game, now it feels like there's just a ton left for me to play.
Cool.
So, that's great. And I really like it. And now that I've, you know, I'm not too afraid to invest time in it. You know, I've gotten really into the shooting, and it's just a really fun game also. So, you know, Destiny's good. The Taken King is it seems like a really great change for that game. And
Are
I
you
hear
interested, Tony?
I mean, I'll check out like the beginning part again. I can't really like pick up an expansion right now, but yeah, I would definitely like give it a shot.
here's the fucked up part about it. and it's the purchasing of it.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah,
expansion,
it's gonna be the same.
the expansion pass is $25, or it might even be $30, and you can only purchase the Taken King if you have Vanilla Destiny and the expansion pass. Otherwise, you have to go buy the Taken King, like, complete thing, which includes Vanilla Destiny and the expansion pass for $60. So, if you hadn't already bought the expansion pass or both expansions, you don't have that $40 upgrade option. So, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Wait, so you can buy the whole thing all together, like the Taken King and the Vanilla Destiny and all that, for just 60?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
okay,
great
that's
deal if you hadn't already paid $60 for Destiny.
Yeah, so because I'm in that boat where I haven't paid for Destiny because
So
I
was
went
I.
to my friend's house. I went to my friend's house and played it for a couple of hours. I was like, this is first person shooter Farmville, and I was forever done with it. But yeah, from what I've heard from a couple of people, it's starting to sound interesting. So
It's something that I'm really interested in playing with other people. But yeah, it's like it's a fun. I think it's a really fun game. Like I think it plays better than Halo. Just worth noting. Just I think it's a different style of first-person shooter than Halo was, but I think it plays better. It just there's something about the feedback on the guns that is fantastic. It's maybe it is. I was saying during the stream, it's the best playing third-person or 30 FPS first-person shooter out there. So,
oh,
I think
it's
so.
quite something.
And like I always say that, in my opinion, Counter Strike is the best playing 60 FPS first person shooter. I don't think anything will ever be better than it because the feedback is a whole different thing. But Destiny's right there with 30 frames per second, and if you don't think there's a big difference, there's a big difference. So, but yeah, I like it a lot. If you want to play with me, let me know. I'm level 15, and hopefully I'll be able to play more soon. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I played 8 hours when I did, because then I took a nap and my house exploded. Still funny. And I haven't been able to play it since Wednesday, but I really, really, really wanted to. So,
Quick aside, like it's been a year now. Like, do you think Destiny's ever gonna come to PC? I just really just thought about that.
I think Destiny 2 might, but not Destiny 1.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I'm confident.
Is there a rumor for Destiny 2?
Well, I mean, there was those leaked documents of the deal that Bungie made with Activision, in that they would release a game, then a major expansion of that game, and then the next game, and then a major expansion of that next game, and they would do that for 10 years. So I'm pretty confident that Destiny 2 will come out next year, in September, and that might have the option to come to multiple platforms. I think it won't come to PS3 and Xbox 360 at the very least. But we'll see. I think it's totally comfortable just on consoles. And if they want to just focus on those things, they should. But if taking off previous gen consoles allows them the room to port it to PC, I think that'd be great. So, there you go. I think that's the trade-off option. When it stops coming out on previous gen is when it starts coming out on PC.
Yeah, sure.
It's a great game. Like take it from the guy that was like, I don't think there's enough Destiny because I can see what that game wants you to do in its grind, and I haven't had to do any of that, and I still have a fuck ton of game left. And if you didn't get Destiny last year, this is a great time to get Destiny. So, that's it for video games that I've been playing though. Just those two, because stuff happens. Tony, what about you?
So, for me, it's been like 2 games, and that's it.
Okay.
Except for one that hit my microphone.
Careful.
That I briefly mentioned earlier. It's been a lot of Hearthstone, only Hearthstone from Blizzard this week, which is pretty interesting. Hearthstone is good. Scott's playing Hearthstone. Scott and I play Hearthstone together like every day.
That's awesome.
We made Scott an actual deck, so he's not
Real
just
deck
like
minus one card.
minus one, yeah, 2 copies of one card that he needs eventually. But now he has the chance to like upgrade it when he gets the ability to. So, I think Scott likes it, and he's getting better at it. And like whenever I'm around and Scott's playing, then I'll like hop in and like give him advice on like how to be better at that deck because it's very complicated.
Super difficult.
He's playing Pirate Rogue, which is like it's not a tier 1 deck, but it's an affordable deck that you don't have to have any of the adventures for. So he didn't have to buy like an adventure or have some, or just have like have enough gold to buy the expansion wings that he needed to get the specific cards. So basically, it's an accessible deck for Scott that is actually powerful enough to to get him places without too much time investment. Like just you can make legend if you're good enough with it. With like a terrible deck if you play enough. So we did that, and Scott's been playing a lot of Hearthstone. I'm just doing I play some ranked. I do the daily challenges and stuff. I'm just waiting for the next season to start in the next couple days here. So Hearthstone's good though, man. The game continues to be fun. So.
Yeah, it's great. Like you were talking briefly about like the main issue that you heard like kind of more professional players talking about was like the cards that are kind of superfluous. When they could just change the cards that they have.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it seems like they've supported that game in the right way.
Yeah, I think so. I like a lot of the the decisions that the devs make when they do make changes to that game. So, other than that, it's been like Scott and I have played a whole bunch of Trove in the past couple days.
Bringing it back,
Bring it
fucking
back.
Trove, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That intermediary game when the group's not playing anything else.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Because the next game that we've pretty much agreed that we're going to be getting is a No Man's Sky.
Ah.
Yeah, we're all gonna sit in the chat and talk about how we can't find each other.
Yes, because it's not actually a multiplayer game.
Yep.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
soon.
it kind of.
It is.
It's possible. It's just extremely not likely.
No, well, like they said. I don't know if you're up to date, Scott. Your world is your world. You're not actually on a server with other players. I don't know if Scott's muted.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
moment
is.
of silence for Scott's mind.
Yeah, he muted himself to stop the.
Not
the-
quite.
He was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, no, that's new.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott.
No.
They said that during E3. They cleared up that weird misconception that is this an online thing? But I'm going to posit this because it is still probably the most popular theory as to what it is. There is still no knowledge of what happens when you get to the center of the galaxy. So that could be
That's
related
what
to
I
what
want to find out.
You get
I
to
really
be a
hope-
deity in another game that this company makes.
Yeah, you get to be God in their No Man's Skyus.
Yeah.
It's called Firewatch.
It's called Firewatch.
I really
Barrett,
hope this isn't
your
a
microphone
huge
fucked up
dick.
again.
God damn it. Okay, sorry.
Um,
So I'm gonna stop.
if you're gonna stop recording, just make sure you save this as Barrett 2 instead of Barrett
Okay.
1.
Yeah, I'll save. However many times we'll have to do it, I'll save first one or one.
Sorry, it's gonna be fun for me to edit.
I'm so sorry. Sorry.
It's fine.
Alright, stopping now.
It is a much better option than having really fucked up audio for the show. It's barely a hassle for me, so. But it is still a hassle. I do want to say it. No, I'm just kidding.
How am I sounding now?
Much better.
Okay, I'm gonna open up.
Scott, we never did really figure out why that happened, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's weird because my QuickTime isn't picking anything up, so.
That is weird.
Yeah, so count me in.
3, 2, 1.
Alright. But yeah, I really hope that in the middle of No Man's Sky, it's just like a really huge dick.
It's just Peter Molyneux's face and dick.
Yeah, because I really hope, like, because that's the real go-getter, is, like, everybody's going to want to get this game because, like, what's at the center? Like, we got to figure this out, and it's really just a huge dick. And it's just them saying, fuck you guys. Boom.
Well, I mean, we can only hope.
we can only hope for a huge giant dick.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but yeah, that's a good one. I wonder when No Man's Sky is gonna come out because probably not this year. Fuck, man, if
don't know.
Persona 5 gets delayed, Star Fox gets delayed, and Hitman gets delayed, No Man's Sky comes out. That's what that means. The Mayans predicted it. When the Star Fox, the Zeldox, the Hitmans, and the Personas get delayed, that is when the No Man's Sky releases.
I don't think that's the right accent, but I'll accept it.
Close enough.
Yeah. Cool. Trove.
Yeah.
It's a video game. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Looks fucking terrible in my opinion, but you know.
It's pretty terrible. You know that thing that Destiny just got rid of where all the gear determines your level after you hit the max level?
Yeah.
Maximum level is Trove, and after that your gear is determined by your item level. Or your level is
I
determined
was
by
going
the
to say
levels on
your
your
gear
items.
is determined by your item.
Instead of light, you have shadow levels on your gear, and that determines your overall level.
That's ironic.
Yep. So there you go.
Isn't it ironic? Well, Scott, do you think Trove is terrible?
Yeah, kind of.
I love that you play it still, like whatever. It's just like knockoff Minecraft, right? It's like,
Pretty
Kind
much.
of. It has a lot more RPG elements in it.
What's this? 2010?
yeah, right? Like, what is it? Also, the second early access game ever? Like, come on, Jesus. All right. Anything else, Tony?
Nope. Oh, sorry. Yes, there's one more, and it's the
Yeah, I
game
was
that
about to say, like-
I said before the show started that like it's kind of frequently that it happens, and the only reason why I remembered this time is because this thought occurred to me is that right after the show ended last week, I started playing this game, and I thought it was awesome, and I wanted to talk about it on the show, and I remember know that this happens, and then I just forget to talk about it on the next week's show because I usually don't end up playing it all week. And this one for me, this past week was picking up Hand of Fate, which is a kind of like
Hands of Fate?
it's
Nah.
a PC game just called Hand of Fate. And I think it also came out on console, but I'm not sure.
It's based on the worst movie ever made or whatever.
Remember, kids, this is Manos, the Hand of Fate.
I'm sorry.
So-
References.
It's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
At
Continue.
least Barrett gets it.
I got the reference.
You don't know how good that makes him feel, Barrett.
We
Most
can
of the
talk
time-
about it later.
Most of the time, it's just Scott shaking his head and me humoring Nabishin, but now you actually get it.
So
Sorry, didn't mean to step on your moment.
it's all
keep
good.
going.
It's all good. So this game is like a kind of like a dungeon crawler card game, where you are
Like
I don't-
Guild of Dungeons.
kind of, but like basically, so what happens is the whole game is you and a dealer at a table, and the dealer will like
What kind of what does he deal? Like weed?
cards.
Sheets? Did he get some sheets for me?
Nope,
Some of that crack cocaine?
nope,
You think crack cocaine would clear up my congestion?
maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, it definitely wouldn't.
All right. Damn.
I wish.
So what does he
I
deal?
think that I was the only person that said maybe. No, he deals like a bunch of different kind of cards, and the cards are like you flip. You are this like metal figurine on
Gear.
on a board, and the cards will make up like a couple of paths, branching paths. And you know that like the end of one of those paths, or one of the cards in general, is a card that leads you to the next floor or is the boss. So you're doing this dungeon crawl where every time you move forward, it costs one food resource, and flips over that card, and an event happens based on the card. So say you flip over a card and it's an ambush card, then he'll draw a card. It'll say like draw 2 cards from the top of the monster deck, and then you fight those monsters. And when that happens, to fight the monsters, it's kind of of like a third-person brawler kind of style of thing where it spawns you in, and then it spawns all of the equipment that you've gathered on you, and then you fight the monsters and try and not die, which is really cool because like you have 100 health when you start, and most monsters and stuff will do like 10 points of damage per hit. So it's really important to not ever get hit, because if you die, you lose and you have to restart the whole adventure. So, and then there'll be stuff like a card you flip over, and it's like Maze of Traps, where you have to go through this maze of traps, where every trap that hits you deals 10 damage to you, but when you get to the end, you get like 3 loot cards. So it's very interesting, and it's like it hits on that roguelike thing, and it's a cool dungeon crawling kind of adventure thing. So I really enjoyed picking that up and playing a bit of that, and I'm still playing it every once in a while. But yeah, it's a really neat single player experience. So
It sounds cool. So
yeah, the dealer is also really neat.
I mean, he doesn't sound very neat. He doesn't have sheets.
He'd have to be though, because like he's the only character in this game other than you. So
Yeah. Is he like the narrator from Bastion?
no, his voice is very different, but he does the same kind of thing. Like honestly, like most of the game, you're staring at him and like him doing stuff with the cards. He just has a bunch of like banter about whatever's going on, and there is a story behind it, but I'm not far enough into the game to see like where the story is headed or whatever. But basically, you're trying to defeat like all of his like cards. Like you said, that like the Jack of Plague is a giant like plagued rat that you have to fight, and when you've like beaten the Jack, Queen, King, and I'm assuming the Ace of each of the four, like each of the 4 suits of his deck, then you get to fight him. So I don't know what that entails because I'm not far enough that he's like hinted at it yet. But it's really neat because like as the game goes, you unlock cards and you build the deck that has all of the random cards that could flip over. So you're kind of in a way in charge of what happens. I don't know, it's very interesting, and I like a lot of the things that game does.
Cool. I will say though, Tony, it sounds like you should get a new dealer because like you're not even getting any of that sweet ganja dope. That dope dough. Cool. Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, just those 3.
All right, then let's take a break. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, Barrett and Scott and Nobishan have games that they played.
Cool. I'm excited. Are you excited?
And I might not be wearing pants.
Oh yes.
So we'll be back in just a little bit. I'm gonna pee.
Yeah, I'm sorry I keep like popping in and out. My cat's being a piece of shit.
Sorry, my cat is. My Gus is with me, and he's hiding in a corner somewhere. So.
Yeah, my cat's being comfortable as he could possibly be. So he's like going in the litter, and he's like looking at me while in the litter.
Pooping.
He's like, I'm gonna step in my own poop, and then I'm gonna walk around the whole apartment with poop. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to clean your hand right now. So
it's weird when he just stares directly into your eyes the whole time he poops.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Never breaking eye contact.
And then you can't break eye contact though because like you got to assert your dominance, and whoever breaks their eye contact first is giving up their dominance in the house.
I have a question.
Can't. What?
Sorry, real quick. Did we go on break?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab some dinner real quick.
Okay.
Go for it.
Be quick about it,
I'm
boy.
just grabbing it and coming back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to hold you up.
It's fine.
Oh, Nobishan with that Manus the Hands of Fate reference, though. That was fucking awesome.
Fill me in on that.
What? Sorry?
I have no idea what this Hand of Fate thing is.
Oh, so Manus the Hands of Fate is considered one of the worst movies of all time.
That's
I guess
why I
the
don't
other
know.
one... One of the other ones would be Plan 9 from Outer Space, but there's a series that I would watch as a kid with my mom called Mystery Science Theater 3000, where they would watch movies and make fun of them, and like really terrible fucking movies. So
That's pretty funny.
one of their better episodes is the Manus Hands of Fate episode, which was fucking hilarious. Yeah, I they do oh, they like the same guys who used to do that show they do something else now that's sort of
Tracks.
like that. Riff Tracks, there you go. Yeah, they're pretty funny. Yeah, I need to find those DVDs because we had the DVD of Manos: The Hands of Fate. I don't know where it went. I'm very impressed by that because I think I've met only one other person who knows of either that show or that movie.
Like a lot of people I follow, are fans of them. So like, I never like they used to come on Sci-Fi all the time when I was younger, and I just like I caught it like sometimes, but I never really got the joke until like like I seen like a lot of people that I follow, that was their influences, and that's how they became funny. So that's how I kind of learned about that, and that's how I got into it.
That's awesome. Yeah, my mom was really into it when I was really little, and I remember like one weekend she was really sick, so we just like hung out, ate Jello all weekend, and watched Mystery Science Theater 3000, and it was fucking awesome. Yeah, I gotta find like some more episodes of that because they've got some weird movies that they watched.
Oh yeah.
I remember there's like a giant grasshopper episode, or no, not grasshopper, but praying mantises, I think. Here, I'm gonna get a Sprite real quick.
All right.
You go for that.
You liked one of those rings, Scott?
Yep.
Okay.
I stole one.
Yeah,
I
that's
dropped
fine.
it a little on the floor.
That's what I got I think I showed you the level 3 that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, Baron.
Oh yes. Sorry, while you were gone, Nabishin and I were bonding.
I meant to tell you, and I'm sorry I didn't warn you. Nabishin really hates white people, so.
Oh, it's
Yep.
okay. We've got one of those friends who really hates white people, and he like won't admit it, but we know. Like it's
I mean,
just
like,
it's
to be
an
fair-
unspoken thing.
To be fair, who doesn't?
For us, that's Greg.
I fucking hate white people.
Yeah, especially in San Francisco. Like, I know I'm sort of part of the problem, but white people have invaded San Francisco to the point that San Francisco fucking sucks now. And I'm totally part of that problem because like the majority of white people moving here are like in tech and all this stuff, and my mom moved out here for IT, so I'm not any better, but not sort of being away from that life where I'm in this one bedroom apartment, and working at Vans and not part of that tech world sort of. I see it now. I'm like, God damn it. White people are so fucking annoying.
Yeah, dog.
I think people in San Francisco in general are just annoying. Especially when
I
I'm
think
driving.
That's the larger issue.
Yeah. So if you're planning on moving out here,
And you're white.
don't move here until the tech bubble bursts, and then move here, because then rent will be cheap as fuck.
Whenever,
Not like it is.
whenever, whatever happens in like the next 1 to 3 years, so
Yeah.
there you go. We can only hope.
Yeah, because I know someone else from the kind of funny group that I'm sort of good friends with, Andrew, wants to move out here, and I keep telling him like, dude, you gotta wait
Andrew and I hung out quite a bit.
for
So,
kind of funny life.
Yeah, kind of funny life. So
Yeah, I had tacos with him at Underdogs with him and Mr. Sean Pitts.
we all went to Underdogs on the Sunday after the picnic.
Yeah, I had to work that day. I remember. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I want to hang out with people because that's something I don't do. I don't hang out with people. Like, the extent of me partaking in social life is me going over to our friend's house to record content for Bayazona Gamers, and that's really about it. The rest of the time, I am only by myself or with my girlfriend. So,
Ooh, playing with fire with that one.
What, having a girlfriend?
No, just like being alone
I was
or with your
being funny.
girlfriend. Listen,
Yeah.
fuck face. I know you hate white people, but you don't have to take that out on me. No, I much prefer being alone than I do being around people. It doesn't mean I don't like hanging out with people. It just means I fucking hate it. No, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm a very solitary person. Like when I was moving in here with my aunt, I was like, I'm a fly solo kind of dude. So like, you'll probably not even notice that I'm here.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same. It's not even like I like being alone mainly because the general public annoys me, and when I find people who don't annoy me, that's really fucking awesome. So like the people I got to meet at like the kind of funny meetups was really cool. It's like, wow, people who are like actually really cool and don't make me want to jump out of a building. I just remember the first time I saw you and Sean when I walked into Wing Wings, and both of you were just fucking covered in
No, it was mostly
barbecue
me.
sauce.
Sean looked beautiful, and
Sean-
I look like a fucking animal.
Oh man, yeah, Sean. You know he looks gorgeous with his fucking awesome beard and hair and everything.
He's bringing it back.
Everything he has on his face is something I wish I had on my face, and I just don't.
Yeah, especially that big dick. No, I'm just kidding.
On his face.
On his face.
Yeah, I really
Um,
want. I really want Sean Pitt's big dick on my face.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it. No, Sean's cool.
But not even like his dick is like from him
It's his
on my
face
face,
dick.
but like no, yeah, like I want his dick coming out of my face.
His big old gonzo nose.
You ever
yeah.
Never mind. That's
No.
a bad joke. Yep, I stopped
No.
myself. I stopped myself.
And we're proud of you. Your
I'm proud of you.
self-control.
All right, let's bring it back.
All right, cool.
Scott, you good?
I'm good.
And we're back. You welcome back, Nabashin.
Yes, you're welcome.
Scott.
Yes. My turn?
It's
Finally?
it's finally you.
Alright, so guess how far I got in Kingdom Hearts this time?
Nowhere.
Exactly.
I only know that because you mentioned you were like knocking your head up against the wall earlier in a game, but you didn't say what the game was. I'm like, he only is gonna play one game, so. Or at least I hope. I'm projecting that onto you. I apologize, Scott. But
So basically, I figured out why I was having so much of a problem dealing with this guy.
uh-huh.
I'm level 40.
Yeah.
That zone's a level 50 zone.
Yeah, it's the level 50 zone. I was about to say, like, how the fuck did you even get there? Go do the Pridelands.
No.
It's fucking free experience, dude. You get, like, at least a level and a half if you beat the goddamn boss there. Makes it worth it.
What I'm going to end up doing instead is I'm going to go up the synthesis route because I also need the defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to search up all the zones that I need to get this power bangle, the power bracelet, 5 defense. Each
Get good at it.
It'll be an extra, I want to say 6 defense above what I have now, and that's going to be
Wow.
huge.
Yeah.
And then while I grind, hopefully we get another point, and then I shouldn't be getting as wrecked as I am.
Get good at it, though, because you're going to need to grind out synthesizing defense and power pluses for when you fight the organization members, the data versions, since you're on proud mode. So something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I also have to be able to work up to those.
Yeah.
That being said, is it possible for me to buy every item in the game if I get 30 or more of them, or is that only for the dark shards?
It's everything but crystals. So, and there are new synthesis items, remembrance, and there are 2 other categories. You know what they are, Namashin?
It's like I'm going to need to do that at some point. While I'm
mushroom
10
ones.
levels behind,
Yes,
it
the
kind of
mushroom
makes
over there.
sense.
God damn. Not all of them, I'll say. Like orichalcum and all those special crystal ones you would have to get from the lucky machines.
Yeah, Ultima Weapon needs like 13 Orichalcum pluses. I was like, damn.
Yeah, well, orichalcum pluses is different because there are only 7 of them. so you only ever get enough to make one ultimate weapon, and you have to be S rank Moogle so you can have the ingredients of that, so that you can make the one. So yeah, fucking knowledge drop. I just blew your fucking
Yep.
mind.
You see, I was going to be like, all right, let's go ahead and craft that ultimate weapon while I'm at it, because you know what? I'm going to be grinding this shit out anyway. You can't do it until you beat Roxas, because guess what one of the crystals is?
Yeah, exactly. At least after you beat Roxas, you'll get Final Form. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Or, yeah, Final Form. He actually gives you a Keyblade that makes it easier to get Final Form, which is nice. So it's a new Keyblade.
Easier.
Easier to unlock Final Form, I should say.
Alright.
It's a new Keyblade for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix as well. So
Cool. Is it its left hand one? The one
no,
that's not the
it's-
Gift Keeper?
it's totally new.
Well.
That's because the left hand one is Oblivion, which you get in that world, right? No,
Yeah,
Shin?
yeah, near the end of it.
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll have Oblivion soon.
The best Keyblade.
Best Keyblade is best Keyblade. Cool. Well, keep trucking, Scott. You'll get there. I have faith in you. If you got this far, you'll be fine. So
Of course, they equip Roxas with the two coolest Keyblades in the game.
did you do the action command where you take them and they float around you?
I did it once. I
And
died
you were
afterwards.
like, "This is so cool."
As
and then
far
you
as I've
died,
gotten
yeah.
them, I've gotten them only down to 3 bars. I only took 3 bars off him. I believe he has 6.
I think so.
So
He doesn't
that's
have-
halfway, but like I'm stretching it there. So I'm like, just damn it.
Yeah, I mean, he starts looping pretty consistently after you get him down to like 2 bars. And once you get good at dodging them, you'll be okay. So,
How about that preemptive attack though?
that preemptive attack's fucking... It's tough. It's a hard fight. That was one of the harder ones when I was doing the data recreations. It was that and Zigbar and Luxord.
Did you do all those?
Yeah, I did everything.
Oh yeah, okay.
I got the...
Oh, there's a
gold
data
crown.
recreation of Roxas.
Yeah,
I wasn't
there's-
expecting
there's
that
a,
one.
There's a data recreation of everyone. The hardest one is what's his face?
Marluxia?
No, not actually.
Zaldin?
No, the final boss. Like
Xemnas?
Xemnas. Yeah, because you have to do both parts.
No
and,
Riku?
no, you have Riku, but it's just like it's incredibly long, especially that first part when you're alone, and when you have Riku. There is a weird thing that got messed up in the PS3 version of Final Mix that makes his attacks harder to dodge. So it's really fucking hard. You're muted, Scott. Whatever you're fiddling with, it's making it think you're typing.
Well, I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
So I did that. I went ahead and I tried out the tournaments. Third one's kind of a bitch on broad mode
I bet.
because when you get to the part with the dancers, they have this, this move where you can't stop them.
The dancer bullshit.
You can't stop them. The second they get in range, they grab onto you and they chunk you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chunk you for way too much. And
Yep.
the problem with that is it's not that you can't deal with it. It's that there's not enough space
Yep.
for you to deal with the other 3 things on the field, and you have a limited number of hit points, not because of your health bar, but because that is your new... Instead of having a time limit, that is your new limit.
Oh yeah, the hits.
Yeah. So that makes that one extremely difficult.
Just wait. Wait and do it later.
But like,
You're not gonna get anything that helpful from
it's the what is it called? The final crest, fatal crest.
Fatal Crest. Yeah.
So you get the fatal crest after you complete all those, and with the fatal crest, you can then clear the black mushroom out of the tower,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about too, because that's how I did it. Yeah, but you don't need to clean the black mushroom right now.
But there's a guy that spawns there that I can't find anywhere else.
The black mushroom will only ever spawn there,
Right.
and if you
When
beat
you
it,
clear it.
if you beat him, he just comes back.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, so
So that means they must have had to remove that guy to somewhere else.
yeah, they moved a lot of enemy positions around. The enemy positions will all change after you beat the game, also.
Ugh.
So I've played a lot of Kingdom Hearts 2.
I think we do this super nerdy talk like every week.
I know, it's
and
so
it's just like we
great.
just this is nothing but silence from everybody else.
I know, but we all love it. That's all that matters. Okay, Navashin.
Yeah,
When-
it's so like you guys are so irrationally passionate about it.
Yeah.
It's always intriguing because Kingdom Hearts is something I've always wanted to get into and I never got into.
You know what a great place to start is? 2.8 HD Final Prologue, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I heard that was a great start, starting point. But whenever, because I listen to you guys whenever I'm playing like some games or whatever, and when you guys start talking about Kingdom Hearts, I get really interested into it just because you guys are just so fucking into it. So
It's like the worst part is like I get so specific because one, I know Scott will keep up, like he knows exactly what I'm talking about, and two, then you kind of like lose yourself to that other language. Tony's just sitting there like fucking scratching his head, like completely ignoring us.
Yep.
And like I can't blame him because we're talking about like enemy locations, specific spawns, drops for synthesis items and percentages, as well as specific keyblades mentioned by name. Like half the people that actually have played Kingdom Hearts and love it don't know half the keyblade names. Like they don't give a fuck. So even like to the casual Kingdom Hearts consumer that's played all the games maybe like once, they're not fucking crazy like us.
Yep.
Yep. So, but whatever. When we do our Kingdom Hearts 3 hype cast, that's gonna be by the Kingdom Hearts fans for the Kingdom Hearts fans. So,
And I wouldn't do the thing where you play the games in story order. I would do the things where you play them in release order.
oh yeah, absolutely. Because they were clearly making that shit up as they went along. But unrelated to that, it gets mechanically better. Like if you played Birth by Sleep and then 1, you'd be like, man, 1 sucks. Or I would. I'm sorry, Nabshin and Scott. But if you play 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, and then I don't know, Dream Drop Distance or whatever, you'd have a good time. DDD. All right, Scott. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Didn't actually, get anywhere. And as far as the level grind, I'm a 43.
Okay.
So that gap is a slowly closing.
Yeah, you'll get there. Nabshin,
Hey.
video games. What have you been playing?
So yeah, I already beat Metal Gear, and we already went over that. And like, after finally getting that out of my life, which is, I'm saying this like in a bad way, but like it was seriously like, I don't know what it was, but like,
Liberated.
yeah, it was super good. Like I feel like I'd never have to play that game again, even though I totally will, like eventually.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go back to. I started developing my nuclear weapon, so I have to play for another 24 hours at the very least.
Yeah, like just for right now, it's like I just want to be away from it, like as much as I can, honestly. But like it's not something I will ever like try to platinum or anything like that. Like I don't even care about the nuclear stuff. Like I would just probably start vanilla again, just because I like the game so much.
I want to do all of the research things, and then I want to stop. So because I'm crazy, I just really like that metagame.
Yeah. It makes me kind of upset though, because like because of one of the endings. Like I developed a lot of things like as soon as that thing happened, and then it's like, oh crap, well that doesn't fucking matter anymore. So that kind of made me upset, especially since I unlocked one costume that I really wanted to see, and I can't do that anymore. So I was like, man, that sucks. Oh well.
Yeah, and that was a fucking hard thing to do too. Like difficult as in challenging. I totally cheesed it, and we should exchange notes at some point. because the way I did it was fucking great.
But like, yeah. So now that's out of the way, I can play like other things now. Like, I finally got really deep down into like Danganronpa and Metal Gear, not Metal Gear. Got down into Danganronpa and Mario Maker again, because those were the two games I was trying to play. I was kind of playing to the side, but like Metal Gear was like just really just taking up everything. So like I really got really down into Danganronpa, and yeah, that game is great. And it's great because it finally got to the point where it's like where it interconnects to like all the other games. So it's like, oh, I see the through line for what this is and why this happened and why this was like a motive, and then like it eventually leads up to why certain characters are where they are in this like prequel sequel that this game is. So like and when I say prequel sequel, I mean like it's after one in between and before two. So it's like it's just really interesting how that's all fitting together, and those story beats are really really getting to me again, like any other Danganronpa game. So now I'm really really loving it. Like it's been a great year for me as far as playing like those games. Like consider I got into Danganronpa at the beginning of this year, then like Danganronpa 2 in the summer, and now I'm playing this to pretty much close it out until eventually Danganronpa 3 comes out probably next year or the year after that. I'm just been really digging it. Like it's definitely like one of my new favorite series. So like I'm just loving it to death right now. But yeah, that game, it is definitely a Danganronpa game, and I'm loving it just because of that. And obviously I've been playing Super Mario Maker now. Like it's been interesting playing with that game. Like, cause at first it was just like it started off being like, oh, okay, this is something I play like every once in a while, and like after I unlocked all the maker level, because I really still don't have no interest in making the level. I was like, okay, well, I'll guess I'll just jump into this every once in a while. Like I still enjoy it, but like not as much as I or like what, not as much as I thought I would at first. But then like it was just something about this week now that I had time for it. Like I really got into it, and I was just really really enjoying it. Just doing different levels and like playing with the different physics with all the different Mario games. Like it's just super good. That game is just really really impressive of how like more of like how creative they are with like certain things, like putting like fucking wings on a Karibo shoe and having a Goomba inside of it while he shoots missiles at you at the same time.
Fuck yeah.
It's just like you can just do that, and just like you have to go through that through a level. It's just really fun, and it's pretty much like I was playing Dan Riker's new level today, where you pretty much have to sacrifice Yoshis to get through the level. So like like you have to like run off the edge, jump off a Yoshi, then another Yoshi's there. You still have to jump on the next Yoshi to jump to another platform, and you just keep killing Yoshis to see to get through the level. And that was just fun going through that. And I got all the way to the end too, but like there's like a certain glitch where like a Yoshi turned into a mushroom instead of turning into a Yoshi, so I couldn't beat the level. So like I was like, damn it, because I was getting there, and I was doing really good, and it's like it's just great. This is just a great game with like platforming and just really really great moments. If the creator allows you to have it, because like there's two different games. Well, there's three types of online games that you'll play when you do the online challenges for Mario. Like there's the shitty levels that like the simple shit that's like you just like do the game by yourself and like you'll move it or anything like that. And so like those are the ones that you usually skip. Then there's the actual hard as shit levels where you just have to like everything is just thrown at you and you get through it. Like I beat the giant bomb level like yesterday. Where they had the community just say whatever you want, like, oh, I want a Goomba.
I watched that stream.
Yeah, like I want a wizard with a giant wizard with a super mushroom, so he's super big, and like have him have wings on it, so he'll fly over the stage while he's trying to shoot you.
State in coins.
Yeah, and like and I beat that level, which was great. It was a good challenge, and the third type of online Mario level is just where the levels are actually fucking levels, so you don't have to worry about like like everything being thrown at you, but there's like an actual competent level where like people are being super smart, super inventive about how they do it. Like some guy was making Mario World where like when you go through the pipes, like it turns the whole stage upside down, so what you saw from the other side is like upside down. But really what it is like he just made the same level twice. It's just that when you flip it upside down, it's just the upside down version of it. So the spikes instead of be on the ceiling, will be on the floor type of thing. So like so when you go through the pipes, it'll be into like a warp level, and that's how you made it upside down. So it's really cool. One of the better levels out there, and like I follow Pro Jerry, and I'm playing Ross's levels from Game Grumps and Aaron's levels. So it's just fun.
Ross's levels are kind of dickish.
Yeah, but
I will say, like, just to get an idea of what you can do, if you don't have it like me, I've been watching a lot of stuff. The Game Grump stuff is good. It's not just them playing the game. It's actually pretty unique and cool. But also there's a fourth tier, now it's into the levels, that I've been watching, which is the precision levels that require a level of excellence from the player that is kind of unbelievable. And like that is the levels that that one guy starts with a P or whatever has been making, like bombastic, whatever, something.
Oh,
ice,
that
ice,
level, yeah.
ice bombastic. So I've been watching your favorite streamer and mine. I say to Tony only, Bananasaurus Rex, attempt to reverse engineer these levels and learn and master them, which has been fucking fascinating. So, and awesome. So,
and actually playing this game is just made me like reconfirm that like Super Mario World is the best Mario game, because like just because how like stuff like the fucking cape is like one of the best power-ups ever, where you can just like fly through the fucking level if you know how to do it, and like how you're almost invincible with that cape, because like Bowser can shoot a fire at you, but if you spin around with the cape, like you go diminish the fire. And just like different stuff, like the way you can grab shells and you can actually kick it up, like no other Mario game does that. Which I was like, wow, I never really noticed that until I played this game. And it was like, oh wow, like World is is literally like the best game. It makes me think of like not that like replaying through that game again, like wondering like if Mario Maker like kind of spoiled me if I was playing those older games, but I don't think it did. Because I think there's something about that level design, that traditional level design, that still just like stands out, and it's, like just makes that game just so fucking awesome. But yeah, Mario Maker is fucking fantastic. It's really really good.
cool. I like that. I'm glad that you've gotten even more into it, because I know you were really into it. So that is something.
Other things I've been playing, Shovel Knight. I went back to that because of the Plague Knight deals. Yeah, well, the thing was, like, I started up the Wii U version, and, like, apparently, because I know I beat that game. It even says I beat the game. I was on New Game Plus, but, like, it wouldn't unlock Plague of Shadows for me, so, okay, that's shitty, so I guess I'll have to play the, PS4 version, and, like, because I didn't stop. I stopped right before I got to Propeller Knight, and so I had to do that again, and, like, and now I'm like on the last stage of that, so like, but yeah, that game's still fucking great. It's really good. I'm just curious how Plague of Shadows is. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's because I had to beat the game with regular Shovel Knight before I can actually play that part. So I'll probably do it tomorrow, sometime next week. So
yeah, I was planning on playing that. I didn't get the chance, but I will also report back and we can talk about it next week.
Sure. And another game I played, last game I played was Yakuza 4. I just started that up yesterday. That's a game I had for 4 years, and I played like the first 3 hours of it and never went back to it. Not for any reason, it's just I got distracted, and like I just because I don't have my PS4 right now, I just have my PS3. And I was like, oh, I should go back to that game. Because Yakuza 5 is coming out eventually. I don't know when. They still haven't given a date yet. But apparently it's coming soon. So I thought I just might as well just start that up. So I'm starting from the very beginning again. And like, yeah, those games are still really good. It's just like a way that presentation wise and like even somewhat gameplay wise that it's like no other game. It's because of like just like how the dialogue is just so human, and it's like it's literally like you're just playing, you're in Japan, and it's just like you're just interacting with the people who are in there. Because like me start thinking you was with Akiyama, who's a loan shark. And like some woman comes in to like get a loan from him, and it's like you were just having like a conversation. They were just having these like pretty much these dead air moments where like they were just having a conversation, and like she was like, "Can I have a smoke?" And yeah, here's the smoke. And it's like it was like a dead silence for a while. I was like, "Well, what loan did you want to need?" and stuff like that. So it's like there's so much about that. It just oozes atmosphere about those Yakuza games that I really really love. So I'm really excited for 5. I hope I get through 4 before that game comes out. But that's my nerdy stuff. I'm done talking.
Cool.
Moving on.
That's a really good way, or a really interesting way to describe Yakuza. That sounds interesting. I'd like to see that. See how that reads. Cool. Sounds good. Barrett, you said you wish to hear our games.
Yeah,
you
I
have
heard your games.
You've heard all of our games. Now I would like you to share with us what you've been playing.
First off, I just want to say Super Mario Maker is ruining my fucking life right now. I've
In a
been
good
playing
way.
it way too much. Like in both ways, I guess, where like I'm getting so into it and so addicted to it, of like creating like the perfect level, like a really smart level, and getting really into that. But then, you know, I'll get so into it that I forget that there's street cleaning, and then I go outside and I have a parking ticket. Like that's how fucking into it I am. So
Okay, I'm like, what?
yeah, like I will lose track of time playing this game, and it's dangerous. I've got shit to do, so I will literally lose 3 or 4 hours of my life not knowing where the fuck it went. And like that actually happened where last Friday there was street cleaning, and I was playing Super Mario Maker because I got really into it, lost track of time, because I told myself earlier that day, like, okay, I got to move the car, I got to move it back into the like our like actual parking space, and I just totally forgot, and I got a parking ticket because of that. So that was fun. But besides like that, the actual game is weirdly like I'm surprised that I hear from several people like you, Namashin, where no one that I personally like know is really into making levels, which I think is surprising. Personally, like for me, I am like losing sleep over making like the a really good level that like people will appreciate and get into and not like hate too much or think it's like too easy.
It's coming. Can you hear it, Barrett? Can you hear the static?
No, fuck. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try something real quick.
Okay.
Did that work?
No.
Shit.
Hey man, at least I don't have to put out a weird sounding product. Although Tuesday when I'm editing this, I'm probably gonna be like, man,
So many
I have to pay.
parts.
I have to pay so much attention to this. I've
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty funny.
since
Hello?
I upped. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
How am I sounding now?
You're a little hot, but it's coming down. Do you
It's
know what
coming
hot-
down?
Do you know what hot means?
No.
It means you're a little loud.
You're sexy.
Oh,
That
okay.
too.
Should I just stay away from my mic?
No,
like
no,
that?
you're good now. It auto adjusts and brings it down.
Okay, cool. So I've got a new audio recording.
Okay, are you ready?
I am ready, Freddy.
Did you label it Barrett 3?
Yeah, all of them are labeled.
And this is Barrett 4. All right,
Sorry.
it's fine. it's gonna sound better, and that's what I care about more in the end.
Yeah, I know, but it's embarrassing.
No, it's we used to have this issue all the time. I may be able to help you. Does this happen when you record by yourself?
No, it doesn't. So we'll talk after the show, and maybe you can give me some tips on like what mics I should look into getting.
Okay, I can do
So-
that.
Yeah, so
Alright.
just count me in. Just do it. Just do it.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
What Mario Maker level is making you lose fucking sleep because you
Well,
want it
it's
to be
just
so good?
it's just creating the Mario, like the levels and like trying to get it down. I've got a really good one, Nobishin. If you want to check it out, I'll share it with you.
Yeah, just send me the
later
code.
on. Yeah, and that's something I will have to bring up now that I'm reminded of that, of how to look up like friends levels is sort of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me send you this 12-digit code that you have to enter in, instead of like, hey, let me just send you the name of the thing, of the course, or here's a link or whatever. Like, I can send you a message and here it'll pop up or whatever. But the navigating around the game is I don't want to say it's messy, but there are some,
Oh, it's fucking messy. You have to go to the core spot just to even like go to your
like, your own levels.
yeah, or even the people that you favorited. Like you have to go
Yeah.
through like these convoluted ways to like just
Yeah.
to find anything in that game.
Like, it's weird because like the art style to it makes you think like, oh, this is simple, this is nice, this is easy, and then you slowly realize like, why do I have to spend all of this time finding like one fucking thing I just want to get to?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just something I'll have to say about navigating throughout the game. But yeah, I really like the sort of precision courses where you have to like get things like just right. That's not the courses I personally like to make. I'm not like too into that, but I like playing those. I really like their creativity, and same thing with you, Nabishin, where Super Mario World is probably the fucking best Super Mario. Just because, and I didn't even buy the game day one. I was at a friend's house and we were playing it, and it was the first time playing a Super Mario World level in the game. Like, a sense of nostalgia just fucking hit me, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I gotta get this game. So I created and created and created until like I unlocked that world, and then I was like, yes, this is what I want. I want to create in the Super Mario art style, and I got to my goal. So I'm really, even though Super Mario Maker is ruining my life, it's also making my life much happier. Another game that I've been playing that also has the word super in it, but might not be as super, is Super Time Force Ultra on the PlayStation 4.
I'm very curious what you think of this.
I just recorded a Let's Play for it, and I think it just went up the other day. And during that, I was talking about how I like the mechanic of reversing time and seeing your mistakes, and seeing how you can improve on that. I don't think they utilize it in the best way.
Yeah. It's
this
kind of
is
like
something-
it's kind of a bad game, right?
It's bad, but like I can't pinpoint why
Yeah.
it is bad. It just
It
is.
just doesn't work. Like it when I was playing it, because I bought it when it was exclusive to Xbox One and it came out, and I'm like, because I bought it and then they announced Games for Gold, and then Namishin's like, this is gonna be Games for Gold next month, and then it was. I was fucking so pissed about it. So it's bad. You're right. Like, it's hard to say like what it is. It's like, it's too much doing the same shit. It's too much like quickly rewinding, like, oh, I fucked up, or oh, I shouldn't have done that, and getting back to a point where you can like play again takes too long.
Yeah.
And it's at its best when you can set stuff up, but like that never happens. Like, you
Yeah,
can never
like,
do.
You can
something
never
and set it
tell
up.
like when you're gonna die, so you can pinpoint. Okay, before I die, I want to do this, this, and this, and so when I die here, that'll be a perfect setup for when I respawn and all of this stuff. Like, I like the mechanic, but that mechanic needs to be in a game that's not Super Time Force Ultra.
Yeah, it's great in the boss fights. I'll say, like,
Oh,
there's,
I haven't even gotten to any fucking boss fights because that's like how quickly I gave up on the game.
yeah, there's one where you like fight this like kind of like big green robot, and you have to hit certain parts, but it's mostly like stationary, and you're kind of moving around the room, and you can like create controlled chaos to direct a whole bunch of attacks in one direction or multiple directions, and keep him busy and stuff. And it's really great in that way, but as soon as like you're going through like a linear level, it just kind of falls apart.
Yeah. And then the one thing I will like have to say, I can appreciate that. Like some people like their game hard, but I don't think it's quite necessary of the one hit, one kill for this kind of game. I don't like that's not super hard. Like it took a little bit to
Yeah,
get
it's
used
super
to.
time for us. Come on.
Um,
Set him up, I'll knock him down.
it took a little bit to get used to, and it wasn't like super hard. Like once I got used to it, but I don't think it like the one hit, one kill works best for this game because then you have to keep going back, and then it's it's hard to keep track of what you're doing at one point. At least for me, because I can barely pay attention to anything normal that isn't this fucking game.
Yeah. No,
So-
I don't mind it because I'm kind of used to it. Because when I was playing this, I then went and played a whole bunch of Hardcore Uprising, which is like an anime Contra game, and it's significantly better. But it is taking after that kind of Contra route, and it does it well, just doesn't do it great. And also I don't know, the powers, the attacks aren't that good. I think like the sniper and the spread shot guy are pretty much all you should ever use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
once
sni-
I started with the spread shot and I thought he was okay, but once I went to that other dude,
the sniper.
the sniper, that felt a little better for me for
The
my
shield-
playing style.
The shield guy can be really clutch in some situations, but there's three main classes that you start with. It's like, that's it. That's all you ever need. Throw it in.
How's
So-
Shuhei in the game?
Have you
I
ever watched
mean-
you yet?
No,
Oh.
I haven't.
Okay, he's in the game.
That's pretty dope. Is he fucking as baller as he is in real
Oh, yeah,
life?
this was last E3. You might not have seen it. Yeah, he shoots tweets out of his phone. This is real, by
That's
the way.
fucking awesome.
I don't know what his charge attack is, but I bet it's great.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I wish that
this-
game was better because when I previewed it, I think it previews really well. Like if you only play it for a little bit, you're like, oh, this is really cool. This is a really novel idea. And then as soon as you start playing it for any extended period of time, you're like, man, fuck this game.
Yeah, that's exactly my experience with it. So yeah, passing over that, like that was all right. But my main focus right now is playing the pretty cool game Mad Max.
Would you say it's lukewarm?
Would you say it's a game
I
of the
would-
decade?
I
game
would
of the
say it's
decade.
the game of the millennium.
Okay.
All right, well, calm down. We got to factor in Donkey Kong 64 here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's true. Mad Max is it's fun. I don't know if any of you have touched it, but I
touched it.
understand. Oh, you've touched it real good.
No, I have not played it at all.
I understand the critiques for some aspects. Like I think the hand-to-hand combat is a really slow, responsive version of Batman Arkham, and that's something like you just have to get used to over time. Like now, probably I want to say like 35 to 40 hours into this game. Like I'm definitely used to it. It's sort of just like I gotta live with it because everything else that isn't the hand-to-hand combat I think is actually pretty awesome. The car combat I think is really addicting. Like I constantly want to find convoys to take down because there's so many different ways you can take them down that can cater to your playstyle. And I was really surprised when I saw reviews that said that the game did not look good because I think it actually looks pretty awesome graphically, and I can understand a little bit of people getting bored of the landscape, but that's something you just have to accept for Mad Max. Like that's what the universe of Mad Max is. It's a fucking wasteland, So I think graphically it looks awesome. I can understand if people get a little bored with it. Like that's something you have to take with a grain of salt. and it's just a good checklist game. You know, like I got to do this, 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 and this. I want to take out all of these guys in this territory to take this threat territory down to 0, so I can unlock this to make my car combat better in some way, or to make my car faster. I would say, as someone who has never really been into open world games since earlier this year when I first played The Witcher 3, like this I think was a good use of like the open world element. I think it's a good placeholder for people who are waiting for Fallout 4 to it's just something for them to play until Fallout 4 comes out. So if you like the man,
you know what else they could play though?
Fallout 3.
No, don't play Fallout 3. If you play Fallout 3 now, you're ruining Fallout 4 for yourself, I feel. They could play Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, it's true. But
yeah, I think it's just a victim of
yeah,
just
I
the
think
bad timing.
it is. It's definitely bad timing because it's sort of like Tomb Raider and and Fallout 4 in a way, where I feel like I don't want to, because I have very little to no knowledge of how the game industry works, but I will predict that I think Tomb Raider is going to get a lot of, or not a lot, but I think it's going to get more criticism than I think it will deserve, just because the day it's coming out, it's also has Fallout 4 to compete with, and so people are going to weirdly compare the two, like how people weirdly compared Metal Gear Solid 5 and Mad Max.
That's a good point. The big one, the infamous one, I should say, is Infamous and Prototype. Did you like what I did there? I heard you go, fucking piece of shit.
I think Tomb Raider and Fallout are more different though. Like in a way of like, you know, Tomb Raider is a little bit more vertical than Fallout ever would be. Mad Max suffered from like more of like you know, we just had The Witcher and Metal Gear came out at the same time, and like with Witcher being like so immersive storytelling with their open world, like almost every side mission had like a story and expands to like a full-on mission type of thing. And with Metal Gear getting the gameplay like almost perfected, it was just like Mad Max just came out in the wrong time as far as that. He was literally in the middle of those two. Like, we don't have the best gameplay, we don't have the best story, but like we're still a decent game. And then I just feel like maybe it got critiqued a little bit harder because of that. Because most of the people who played it, it's like you saying, like it's a very decent game. It's just the fact that like maybe this is compared to the other games that came out. So
yeah, if Mad Max came out a year ago, I think it would have gotten better reviews. I guess, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't pretend to know, but I feel like that is definitely a factor of seeing The Witcher. And that's hard to compare story, because that's also like a grain of salt you have to take going into a Mad Max universe. Like, just watching the movies, it's never really about
the characters,
storytelling, or the character development. It's about the atmosphere and what's going on, like sort of moment to moment. And but that's something I definitely appreciate, like with Witcher 3 and the amount of time I put into that game. I really love that about The Witcher. And I personally have not gone anywhere near Metal Gear Solid 5 because I'm sort of scared of it at this point.
Reasonable.
So I can't really compare like what that. I'm sure the gameplay is really fun, and from like what I've heard, I'm sure it's near perfection. But since I haven't touched that, it's hard to compare the gameplay for Mad Max and Metal Gear Solid 5. And I would say if I had played Metal Gear Solid 5, it probably would have taken away my love for Mad Max, because even though I do really enjoy the game, I do like notice like, okay, like that could have been better, or you know, this should have been not as repetitive, I guess. But you know, I'm still having fun with it. I just played a bunch of it today since I had the day off, so
I think
slowly.
Oh, go ahead, Alex.
I think you have a good point about like the games releasing together merits like weird comparisons, and the one that might be more polished will always mean that the other one is criticized harder. But I think that pendulum tends to swing the other way just as hard, in that people will then jump to the defense of the worst game. I put in quotes. Obviously, it's all subjective
Yeah.
to an extent. People will jump to that defense a lot harder. Like, I've seen some people that are like, yeah, Mad Max is my game of the year. It's like, its world is it's the most incredible. Like, I don't get why people are saying Metal Gear is better, or
Jeff
and
Wildman.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I can see people saying something about Tomb Raider of just like getting really, really defensive about it in comparison to Fallout 4, when really maybe they don't merit the comparison at all. I think that's what happened with Infamous and Prototype, when the two really didn't need to be compared, but they were because of their association by release, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that can go one way where one is over criticized, and the other way where one is over defended. So,
Yeah. I personally, or go ahead, Nabishan.
I'm thinking mostly it's like I think probably the biggest downfall for Mad Max is like it lacks of a hook. Maybe that's probably the biggest thing, because I think if you were to compare it to something like Shadow of Mordor, is like it would be like pretty much the same kind of game without the Nemesis system. So it's pretty much just like the 360 and PS3 version of the Shadows of Mordor, which that game got trashed because of that, because it didn't have that hook. So, because I think I remember talking to Alex last year about oh, this game was absolutely going to have the Nemesis system because of Shadow Warrior came out and people loved that. They can't stop talking about that. So, I think if that game had that, then it would be like reviewed a hell of a lot more better, probably.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I really liked about Shadow of Mordor was the Nemesis system. I just liked that idea. I could give less of a fuck about the rest of the Lord of the Rings universe. So I was like, and something I will say is, even though the Mad Max like hand-to-hand combat is not as like responsive as either Batman Arkham or Shadow of Mordor, I would say that style of fighting fits in better in the Mad Max universe than it did the Shadow of Mordor universe, where they sort of shoehorned in that fighting style with a sword, which did not feel natural whatsoever, and that's actually a major thing that put me off of playing the game even more, because I just couldn't get past that fighting mechanic.
see, I thought it felt like excellent for it. I thought it felt natural. But I think a lot of games would be reviewed better if they had the Nemesis system in them. So I just want to put that out there. I think that could make tons of games better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was something I was hoping for as well, was the Nemesis system in Mad Max. But even though it isn't in there, I still enjoy it. I can still see, like, I'm not like a super defender. I'm not like, this is my game of the year. I definitely know what my game of the year is, and it's not Mad Max. But
It's Donkey Kong, obviously.
it's
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 64 all day, every year, all time. The the criticisms I have seen, like, there are good points that people have made. I'm like, yeah, all right, I get that. But you know what? I'm having fun. It'll be a good placeholder until for now, for me, Uncharted, because I've never played an Uncharted game before. So once the collection comes out, I'll be playing that, and then once Fallout 4 comes out, I'll be playing that. So.
I'm curious to see what you think of Uncharted.
Yeah, because I was a 360 guy last gen, so I never got to play any of those. So.
Well, luckily, literally every PS3 game is going to be coming out on PS4, it seems. So you missed out on nothing. So
Pretty much.
great job. No, you bring up a fair point, and that's what matters. Is at the end of the day, you're having fun with it. I feel like I would totally have fun with Mad Max, but I don't want to play another open world game because I still have apparently 2 more to play this year. So
Oh fuck yeah.
Yep.
Just watch the movie. That's fine. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road's fucking awesome. Go watch that shit.
You know what had great timing, Nabishin?
Hmm?
Batman.
89?
No, Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh, we're talking about, okay, yes. I thought we were
Video
talking about
games.
movies.
The-
Yeah.
Like with the
Release
fighting
timing.
system.
No, just release
Oh.
timing. Like, it came out at the end of June, and the PC version was fucked.
One might say you could play
didn't
like
matter.
4 versions of Batman in that time.
Yeah. Yeah, the PC version like just went on sale, or is that still not on sale yet? And like doesn't even matter. Like whatever, who cares?
Everybody
People
on
have already
PC is just giving up on it. Yeah, that's really sad. Because even though I don't believe in the whole like PC is better, console is better thing, like that just really sucked for the PC users that were really excited. Because I know if that happened on like the PS4, like I'd be fucking heartbroken. Because I got my PS4 the day Arkham Knight was announced as a next gen exclusive. I was like, all right, gotta upgrade. So.
And then you have to wait a whole another year.
I know. So I that was when that's when they said like, oh, it's coming out this October. So I got I saved money, and then I got my PS4, and then 2 weeks later they're like, it's delayed. I was like, God damn it. So that was fucking awesome. But I got to play some cool games before Arkham Knight came out, so that was fun.
Yeah, like Shadow of Mordor. That you hate, you fucking piece of shit. No, I'm just...
But then, and also, you know, the best next-gen experience, Infamous Second Son. No, I'm kidding. I really don't like that game.
Haters. Whatever.
I'm sorry, but that game felt like Spider-Man Web of Shadows that came out 8 years ago.
Jesus. Rough, man. You're killing me.
I'm sorry, but that's what the gameplay felt like.
The game's not amazing, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was great, but whatever.
Oh, we're going great now. It's going to go higher every week.
it was great point oh, all right?
Great point 8, Great point 8, the Ultimate Collection Edition, right?
Sorry, but
Great
it sounded
point
a lot like Great Point Greg.
Greg point oh. Shit.
It's like Toshpo, the anime.
Yeah, it's like Tosh Porno, but it's like, let me tell you about my waifu of the week. Waifu of the week. Let's talk
I'd
about
watch
some
that.
fucking news, guys. News in gaming. The waifu of the week this week is...
Chie every week, all week, every day.
Don't you
For the
bring
rest
this
of
shit.
your life.
Don't bring this shit.
We can have a whole podcast debating.
Yeah. Tony,
Yeah, we called the spoiler cast.
Yeah. Tony, you're getting weird static sometimes. Not every time when you talk.
Weird.
Maybe Barrett is rubbing off on you.
Maybe
Gross.
it's infectious.
Yeah.
Project Morpheus got named PlayStation VR.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah,
Let-
right.
Hey,
How
let's change our
unoriginal
dumb.
of a name, my god.
Let's change our dumb name into a different dumb name, guys.
Guess what? That name makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, you
And-
want to sell something up on your fucking
Yeah,
PlayStation
and
console.
people are going to be like, "Oh, this is the VR for the PlayStation. I know what this is. What the fuck is a Wii U?" Like that's. It's like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. If I went into a store and I didn't know anything about PlayStation, about Project Morpheus, and I was like, oh, this is PlayStation VR, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so that goes with the PlayStation 4, the most recent PlayStation. They're like, yeah, okay, cool. Makes sense. It's going to be priced like a console, apparently. No
Yep.
shit. It's going to be fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'm surprised that anybody was actually surprised that it will be surprised by it being expensive as fuck. Because this is a lot of people say this is sort of the next step of gaming, and if you're gonna think that way, you gotta think like, okay, the next step in gaming is going to be expensive as holy fucking shit. So don't expect to be, oh, I'm coming in with $75 into the store to buy my PlayStation VR. No, that's not how that's gonna work.
Yeah. You're buying basically another console for your PlayStation console, so.
Yeah.
Anybody interested?
No.
In VR in general?
Yeah, I'm super interested in VR, obviously, but I don't know. I
Is that
might.
your way into it? You think that you don't have the PC for it? I'm asking. I'm just curious.
I think so. I think this is where it'll start for me. I think even if it's $400, which is what I'm going to guess it's going to be. I think that's reasonable, since you don't have to buy a big ass PC rig.
I mean, it's weird for me because like I have all the quote unquote accessories for it except the VR thing. So like I have like 2 Move controllers. I have the fucking PlayStation camera, so I could rarely get it for the cheapest price it could possibly be. But I don't really care all that much, honestly. I haven't experienced VR, so I can't be brought into that religion just yet.
I bet
So,
the
like,
headset
myself.
comes packaged with Move controllers.
Probably.
Yeah, dude. Like, I've never been to a convention before, so PSX this December will be my first. Do we think that will be?
And then you'll see the light.
Yeah. Do we think that will be available to try out at
Oh.
PSX?
Oh, most
Of
definitely.
course, yeah, it was there
Yeah.
last year. So
Okay, cool. So I will definitely, I will check back in with you. You will never hear from me again until then, and I'll
Alright.
check back in with you guys to see if I'm a believer or not. And
solid. I want to try it. I've put on DevKit 1 of Oculus. This is apparently much better than that, and obviously I think DK4 or retail.
Donkey Kong 64.
DK64. Retail Oculus is way better than DK1. So Donkey Kong 1, which you play in Donkey Kong 64.
yeah.
Wait, I think I just saw the Matrix.
What?
Did you add this one, Barrett? The second news story,
I did.
please.
Do you want me to talk about it? Yeah. So there's a rumored BioShock collection. There was apparently, I didn't add a link, but from what I saw, there was, that typical story that you hear of, some retailer leaked online on their retail store that this is a thing that's coming soon. And the most recent one that happened was a BioShock collection for the current generation of consoles. So I wanted to hear your thoughts after I give my thought, which is enough with these fucking collections until I get my Batman Arkham collection, so I can finally get rid of my fucking 360.
I was predicting that one too. It's not going to happen at this point, I don't think. But
Yeah, I would. If it didn't have, I was predicting it for E3 this year, and if they didn't announce that at E3, I knew it was never going to happen. So I'm still hoping though.
you know what's weird? Quantic Dream tweeting out, "Hi everyone, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls PS4 release dates will be revealed soon. Thank you for your patience," as a way to announce that this was going to happen. So I guess there's another fucking HD collection.
Yeah, just assuming that everybody else assumed that it was going to happen.
Well, there were rumors that Beyond Two Souls was going to make the jump, but yeah, they
Yeah, like
just
a year ago.
Yeah, like a year ago, and everyone was like, "Oh, it didn't happen." They were going to announce it at Gamescom. They didn't, so I guess it's not happening. And then they were just like, "Hey, I know you guys have really been waiting for this. I know, you knew that this was happening, so just hang tight. We'll announce the release dates soon." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I guess you have that to look forward to as far as HD is concerned. I would play BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, I would play BioShock Infinite again.
Yeah. Just because I would play the DLC, but yeah,
So
man.
here's the question for you. Do you think you could go back to Heavy Rain at this point?
Not after playing Until Dawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was literally thinking about
Beyond,
it.
Beyond Two Souls would be easy.
Yeah, Beyond. I have no problem going back to
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls, but like Heavy Rain, that's like
Heavy Rain, man. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean,
Oh,
it's
is that? Because
Go
I've
ahead.
heard that's a really good game as far as
it is.
heard.
But it's like that formula has evolved a lot since that game came out in 2008.
Oh wow.
How long ago was that, Notion? Was that 2008?
I think that was right
2010.
Before, yeah, because that was like right before the Sony, the PS3 hacking or whatever.
Yeah, it was 2010.
Okay, so that's interesting. I wonder how I will, because I'll probably play it. I wonder how I will experience it now that I've actually played Until Dawn. So I've seen sort of that experience to, I guess, one of its fullest possibilities. So
Until
it'll be
Dawn-
interesting.
Until Dawn cuts out the fat of Heavy Rain, I think, in a lot of clever ways. Like Heavy Rain is great, but like the dialogue isn't good, the voice acting isn't good. The facial capture was like good at the time, but like a lot of people say, it's going to be outdated in like a year.
Yeah.
So going back to that's going to be rough. I think Beyond Two Souls is great though. I think it's going to be great for a few years to come. So, and that's 2013. So, I don't know. It's worth playing. I have the Heavy Rain Platinum. I put a lot of time into that game, and I love it a lot. But
God, we're weirdos.
yeah, we are. We're probably gonna get the Until Dawn Platinum as well. So
Yeah, I'm close. I just gotta do like certain things.
yeah, I'm.
Certain things I don't agree with, but like I guess I got video game type of bullshit.
I gotta let M in. Maybe you know what I'm saying.
Oh, interesting. I'll talk about that later. But but yeah, that's interesting that you have to let someone in.
Yeah.
I still want to have a discussion with you, like in full about Until Dawn. I wanna do
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, that's still gonna happen. We're gonna do that
Okay.
spoiler cast.
Cool.
My house blew up, so
Yeah, nothing big or anything. Just some stuff came up.
actually it was kind of big. It was a full house.
Okay.
Danny Tanner and Jesse Kasopoulos. And
I sent
Tander.
Nabishan. I sent this to you and Scott. I'm sure you read it. Scott, I don't know if you read it. It was an explanation as to why Kingdom Hearts 2.8's name is 2.8.
Yeah.
Did you read this?
I read it.
Yeah, you did. I was laughing hysterically while I read it, and I just want to read because Nomura, our favorite resident psychopath,
Yep.
he explained it in detail. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD remix or HD 2.5 remix came out, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. Whatever. It's the game. It's Kingdom Hearts 2 in the game that comes between 2 and 3. Not Dream Drop Distance, the other one, Birth by Sleep. So I'm gonna read this quote because it's perfect. It's perfect. He says, since Kingdom Hearts Key back cover / Kingdom Hearts Unchained is supposed to be the first game in the Machine series, in the mainline series. Why did I read that as Machine?
Wow.
In the mainline series, that is being represented as 0 in the collection. And lastly, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is 0.1. That leads to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2. So Birth by Sleep Volume 2, as we know. Thus, the number 2.8 comes from 2.6 plus 0 plus 0.2.
Wait, 2.6 plus 0 plus.
Yeah, I missed
0.2?
the quote earlier, which Nomura said that because the games in Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD remix are set before Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, that game would be considered 2.6 in the overall franchise. So 2.6, which is Dream Drop Distance plus 0 plus 0.2 equals 2.8. Makes perfect sense. All right, moving on. I just wanted to read that and share that with the world.
That really wants me to get into the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it's so perfect.
Just start with 1.5.
Yeah, it's good. You play 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, and you've played everything. So I guess.
Sweet.
Twitch is launching a video on demand platform next year, so you'll be able to upload videos to Twitch, pre-recorded videos. So they announced that at TwitchCon this weekend, which is makes sense. They're competing with YouTube, so I don't.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
competing with YouTube this late in the game is hard. I mean, they're still the best live platform, hands down. YouTube's live platform is fine, but it just doesn't have the momentum that Twitch did. But YouTube is still the best video on demand platform. I'm curious to see what kind of things Twitch does to monetize and create monetization. We'll see. That's important. If their monetizing options are better than YouTube's, then that might make the difference for creators, and the people will go where the creators go. We'll see. I'm saving that one for last. Namashin, can you tell me about the video game voice actor strike?
Sure. Well, there's somewhat of a movement right now. So we all know like our different voice actors like Laura Bailey, Troy Baker, and Travis Willingham,
Ashley
Steve Blue,
Johnson.
Ashley Johnson, and the like. So as of right now, like it's they seem to be like let me find the actual article. The union and video game publishers meet in February, or met in February, and then in June to try and sort out a new contract for voice actors. Because basically, they were like, like when like something like a GTA comes out, and it's like, sells millions and millions of copies, but like, it's kind of like they get paid first, and then like there's nothing else that comes out from that. So it's like like you would think you would get like bonuses after that. There's no like written law for that. So like it's like different publishers do different things. So they're just trying to get themselves a standard. So like right now they're trying to like have a meeting about this, and it's at the point now where it's like after a certain date, if it doesn't come to pass, then like all the voice actors will go on strike. So that'd be like Steve Ogg and Dave Vanoy and Tara Strong. Like won't really have any voice actors for video games for a while until that gets solved. So, but it's more of like it's interesting right now because like voice actors are like are being very upfront about like hey, we think we should get like a little bit more of a standard for the way we're getting paid. And there's also other articles of like some game developers are feeling like like hey, like we work past our time, we do crunch time and stuff like that, but we don't get this type of stuff either. So it's like it's more of like we should get that first before voice actors do. So it's like a really like a it's a kind of like a struggle right now as far as like in the video game industry right now.
Did you read Will Wheaton's sort of like public message about that, like his long letter?
Oh, I didn't.
I'm looking at it right now.
He had some other interesting things to say. For the most part, from his perspective, also, it didn't have so much to do with money, but also the amount of time they would have to put into recording, especially like strenuous takes of yelling multiple times and doing that over and over again for 2 hours or past 2 hours. They're trying to get it down to, if there's strenuous voice acting parts, to only get it to 2 hours. Like that's the maximum that you can be in the studio. That's something else that they're fighting for, and that's something that I can totally understand because I come from an acting background, and that's something that actually blew me away. That's something a developer expected of people. Of you got to be in the studio for 8 hours and you have to do this over and over again. Because I can tell you, like, I don't get super into voice acting of like doing accents and manipulating my voice, but just using my voice for hours and hours on end, being on a stage, like that is strenuous. So I can only imagine what they go through, where their voice is their prime tool. So I think he's got, or Will Wheaton and some people who are also on board with this, I think they've got some interesting things to say. So I don't know if I really have a side, but that part in his letter definitely got my attention, at least.
Yeah.
And I definitely I remember hearing on, it might have been Colin and Greg. I don't know if it was someone else. Like, they'd be dumb to not agree with some of these terms, because if they lose their voice actors, like what do they have,
Yeah, I am definitely, if voice actors don't think they're being treated well, like, I'm open to them, like, getting renegotiated. Like, I'm not going to be angry because someone's like, well, I don't want to do voice acting because I don't think I'm being treated right. Like, I would always try and find out more. But I'm a rational adult, so what do I know? I don't even belong on the internet. But yeah, no, like I think an equally as big issue across not just video game in the industry, but a lot of industries in entertainment as a whole is like the developers themselves working overtime and not really getting compensated for that. You look at the stuff that happened with Team Bondi, with LA Noire, and like that shit was just disgusting. Being told to work like 16-hour work days and being verbally abused, working through the weekends and not being able to see their family, and not actually getting paid more than 40 hours for that week. Like, that's fucked up, and that's also an issue. So,
Yeah, that left a bad taste in my mouth after hearing about that. I was like, man, I liked LA Noire.
Me too.
The only one.
You and me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's upsetting, and so like I don't want it to get to that point where people just think that they can take advantage of voice actors and voice actresses. So
Yeah.
let's face the issue head on, address it, and try and make it better, not just for voice actors, but also for the developers, for the entire industry. So there you go. I was skimming through Will Wheaton's post. I think it's worth reading. It is linked to in the Kotaku article that we have here in the show notes. But I think if you can find that, you'll if you're looking at anything about this voice actor strike, you'll be able to find Will Wheaton's post. So, the only other news story I have, I can hear the static coming.
Let me. Okay.
I can feel the wind change, the temperature changed.
So I've marked the perfect time for it. It always starts every 43 minutes. So every 43 minutes I'm fucked.
Or every 23 minutes.
I don't know why. It's so fucking weird.
That is
Let me.
great that it's specific. Do your thing.
Alright.
Dun, 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 dun.
Indeed.
Tony's all staticky too.
Am I really?
Not as bad as Barrett.
That's so
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. What is that?
Sorry, that was something.
Yeah, that was something.
Hello?
Hey.
Okay, so I've got Barrett 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're on 5.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
The only other news story I had was the Black Ops 3, which is that the PS3 360 versions of Black Ops 3 will not have a campaign. They will just have multiplayer and zombies. And they will be $50. So, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what to say about this. I think it's super interesting. Insert Scott's joke about how Call of Duty campaigns are only worth $10.
What? Why would they be worth that much?
Yeah, so I mean, they were saying like the port studio just couldn't get it to work because of the weird like co-op focus of the campaign in Black Ops 3, which has a fully 4-player co-op campaign. But I don't know. That's fucking so weird. Not that I think, that it's not going to sell that well on those old consoles anyway, and that the people that are buying it for those consoles really need the campaign anyway, but that's just such a weird thing. Clearly they still want to put it out because they want to fill in that sales margin, and Call of Duty numbers are down year over year, so they have to fucking buff up those numbers any way they can, which I think is the real reason that this is still happening.
Yep.
But that's just so fucking weird to me.
Makes me wonder how much longer Activision's going to support the older systems. Like maybe next year, probably the last year.
I think this is the last year. That's my guess. This
I'm
is
just wondering how long they're going to continue doing this yearly, you know?
5 more years. That's my guess.
Yeah. And that's the, like, with Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, where I would love to just have them stop. Assassin's Creed for good, but Call of Duty stop for a couple of years.
I feel
and
like
then
you could
come
take
back.
4 years and make a great Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
Call
they
it
never-
Watch Dogs.
Call it Watch Dogs 2. So you're saying you could take 4 years and then announce a great Assassin's Creed game, and then 2 years later release a shitty one?
Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, Call of Duty is gonna keep going for a while.
Like, cause how down, like, do you know, like, a general ballpark of, like, percentage-wise, how down they are each year?
I think Black Ops 2 is the best-selling Call of Duty game, and we are what?
They won Black Ops.
3 years removed from that.
Oh, okay.
So presumably they've been decreasing. I think. No, the one 2 years ago. So Ghost sold well because it launched with new consoles, but Modern Warfare 3 didn't sell as well because it came
Advanced
after
Warfare?
Black Ops 2, and Advanced Warfare did worse than Ghosts, I think. So.
But it had Kevin Spacey. That's all you need in a video.
It did
game.
have Kevin Spacey. I don't have any numbers to corroborate that, but
Yeah.
I believe that is what I've heard.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
Black Ops 2 is the most requested Xbox 360 backwards compatible game. It is the best-selling Call of Duty game. That's the one that made $1 billion in 10 days or whatever. So,
Oh, wow.
but like you got to think like you're coming down from $1 billion in 10 days. You're probably still making $1 billion in 6 months at the very worst, and you're not going to stop that kind of money anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like Activision Blizzard as a conglomerate is, it's a well-oiled machine at this point. So Blizzard just pulling in subscription dollars, and Activision's just pulling in fucking Call of Duty dollars, and they're using that money to make 5 games a year pretty much total, and their margins are probably amazing. So at the very least they have 10 years that they could spend millions of dollars making Call of Duty games and still not really lose that much money. So it's a depressing thought, but that's the truth of the kind of incredibly well-made business Activision has made. So there you go. There's your business lesson
Yay!
in business school. That's it for news. That's all I got.
Is that everything?
Pretty.
Pretty good news, Scott. You got muted, so.
Oh.
Oh. Interesting. I want to know.
What you're thinking?
I want to know what's going to happen with that Call of Duty game. We're gonna skip the mail sack this week because we are going a bit long. We did get a voicemail from Silver PR. I don't know if we got any emails. If we did, we'll roll them into next week. If you'd like to send an email, we will get to them next week. The email address is mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. MAILSACK @irrationalpassions.com. And you can leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Standard long distance fees do apply. You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at AlFighter27. Scott is at WhatTetChuz. Nomshin's at NabeShin186. Tony's at Tony Horvath. All one word. And Barry, you're at Brandler Chong?
Benandler Chong.
Banandler.
That's a little Friends. That's a little Friends reference for y'all that watched Friends in the 90s.
I did. I don't get the Chong part.
It's Shenandler Bong, but the initials are switched because someone had already taken that. So I decided I'll do Benandler Chong since those are my initials. So that's a famous Friends episode. It's the game one where they try to see who knows each other better. So if you want to get that reference, you can watch that episode on Netflix, I think. I think they're on Netflix. I don't know.
Friends, yes, is on Netflix.
Yeah. But yeah, at Banandler Chung. Check it out. I'm sort of.
Some other
I'm.
stuff. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
sort of on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm sort of.
You tweet at me every now and again. Other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Follow the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Go to vgevo.com. We're part of that podcast network there, full of amazing podcasts. Like Interactive Distractions, Gamers Only Older, Distractions Interactive, Irrational Distractions, Interactive Passions. Those last few aren't real.
Oh, I heard their Metal Gear retrospective. It was good.
Was it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, I heard your...
My V-mail.
Yeah, your email.
V has come too. Go to our YouTube page. Catch up on Let's Plays. I wrote this before my house blew up, and I said catch up on Let's Plays before Slide 2 starts. But hopefully that'll start soon. YouTube.com/IrrationalPassions. At the very least, you can watch the Let's Plays that are up there. Brant and I, quote unquote, finished Donkey Kong 64. And I finished Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door in the most epic, ridiculous finale ever. And tell your friends, please. Word of mouth's the best way to spread the love. Barrett, if you'd like to re-pimp your stuff.
Yeah, I went into full detail at the beginning of the show, so I'll just say, if you want to get into Bayazona Gamers, check us out on SoundCloud. That's a good way to start. And if you want to keep going, we're also on YouTube, on youtube.com/Bayazona Gamers. If you want to check out our Let's Plays and our talking shits and our review shows and all that stuff. So check us out there. We're slowly improving. We're getting there.
And that's BAIAZONA Gamers.
Yes.
So check it out. And of course, everything you need Irrational Passions wise is on the website. So you'll get a link to the YouTube page, Zona Gamers, and everything Barrett in the description for this on IrrationalPassions.com. So we are at the close of the show. What do we do now? We didn't decide, did we?
I thought Barrett had something.
We play
Yeah.
the game of reenacting houses. Alex's burning house.
You sleep through it. No, Scott and Tony freak out on the bottom floor. I sleep through it.
I hide behind the toilet.
Nabshin hides under the toilet, and Barrett goes to school and comes back to find his house in ruins.
And then I lose my voice.
And then you lose your voice. Barrett, you had a closing topic that you wanted to propose. I do want to opt to Tony. Did you want to use Barrett's closing topic, or did you want to Netflix and chill?
Either one is good. If we can postpone the chilling to next week.
All right. Well, Netflix and chill with Sean Pitts next week.
All
All right, Barrett.
right. So something that gets discussed a lot that I've seen lately is what are your favorite video game endings? Like, what are some of the best video game endings? Example, like The Last of Us, other stuff. But what are some of the worst video game endings you've ever played that made you just want to gain back that time again?
Metal Gear
A good
Solid
one.
5.
LA Noir.
LA Noir is a good one.
A good one for me would be Batman Arkham Knight. That ending really pissed me off. Which
The
sucks
ending or
because
the true ending?
both.
I
Because
like the true ending. So
when I was first taking it in, I loved it because I'm a big Batman fan, and we're recording this on the day of Batman Day, so happy Batman Day to people who are listening. But
Go to Batman.com.
it's true. Go there.
And so when I first took it in, because I'm such a huge Batman nerd, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. This totally makes sense. But thinking about it, putting all of the time and effort I did into that game, and even in the true ending, not knowing what the fuck happened to Bruce Wayne, I'm like, come on. I worked on this character. I upgraded him. I should at least know if he's fucking dead or not. And I could even care less about Bruce. Is Alfred dead or not? That's what I really want to fucking know.
You were
'Cause I
invested
think-
in that old British man.
Yeah, I really, I don't think it's right to kill Alfred like that. But also, the whole ending with like the spoilers, obviously, the true ending where the weird new Batman on the Scarecrow fear gas comes at them.
Nightmare.
I thought was
Hey, that's an assumption, all right. We don't know what he was on.
um, I don't know. I just thought that was a cop out, and then like the general ending when they're in Arkham Asylum and all you see is Red Hood for like a second and then he leaves. There's no like closure with Batman and that character, so you're just like, all right, you sniped a Scarecrow there for a second and you're out now. So I guess I'll see you later then. I don't know. There are like little things that piled up and made me fucking hate the ending of that game. So I was wondering if you guys had anything similar
Did you watch the Irrational Passion spoiler cast?
with Sir Greg Miller, or did you guys do a different one?
Monsieur Greg Miller.
Yeah, I think I was there when you guys did it live.
Did you like the idea, the spoilers for that spoiler cast? Because this is the best part of it. Do you like the idea of Bruce Wayne tied up in the Arkham Asylum and then it zooms out and it was multiplayer the whole time?
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I don't know, Nabashin, do you have one that sticks out to you?
Million Noir, Bionic Commando. True. Yeah, that's the main stuff. Of course, I mentioned some Mass Effect 3, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but like Mass Effect 3 is not the worst ending. It's
No.
just totally whatever. It's just not important to the overall journey.
I'm thinking about it now because I don't know if I want to really put too much thought into it, and then I'll get really upset. But no, it's fine. It's fine.
What, Metal Gear?
No, I was thinking more about Mass Effect 3. So,
Okay. I mean, yeah, Metal Gear's ending, like I said, I think is poorly executed, but it's not necessarily bad. I don't know. Tony, do you have one?
Metal Gear.
Oh, you know what has a terrible ending? Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
That game ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends when you beat the Nemesis system.
Yeah.
And then it makes a new
Beat
one.
that thing? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then it makes a whole new set of them.
That's the ending. The story
No.
didn't matter in that game, right?
The end of that story is so dumb. But I wanted more. They're gonna make another one, so. Scott, do you have one?
I don't actually.
Bioshock Infinite.
Scott doesn't even like that game.
I know, that's why I said it.
The end of the original Bioshock's dumb.
I don't like it, but I mean, sure.
Sure, I mean, hot street trash. Man, you're really stumping us, Barrett.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this might have not have been the greatest.
It's hard because I can think of great endings. Like I think Bioshock Infinite has a great ending.
Yeah.
Last of Us.
I'm interested that you're not as fond of the original Bioshock ending.
I think the ending is not what makes that game great. The twist is what makes that game great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which happens
Would
far
you
before the ending.
kindly-
Yeah.
Would you kindly end this fucking game before it gets bad? And they said no. And I'm like, shit, that's not how this is supposed to work. Because like, I'm thinking of like bad games, and then I'm like, Tales of Grace is F. Oh no, the ending of that game is like one of the few great parts about it. Or like The Last of Us. Last of Us is a perfect ending. So.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm sorry I stumped you guys on that one. Oh, here's a good one. If you ever played the story mode of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
I'm actually working on that game with a friend, playing it for the first time.
So that whole story follows, for the most part, Civil War. But then at one point, it takes the weirdest fucking turn, and so the end boss is not something. I don't want to ruin it for you, but the end boss is something you would not expect, and it gets really, really, really dumb. And speaking of Marvel, this game as a whole, I thought just was awful, but the ending was the worst part that made me totally regret even playing the game. Was Deadpool, because like people like the fighting wasn't like great, the dialogue and the story was okay, but it was that ending of the boss fight where you have to fight this boss like 25 times, like all at the same time, and it was a lot of just grinding, and it was fucking annoying after playing a very mediocre game and then making you do that. It was just like, God damn it, I regret playing this game.
Maybe it'll be better on PS4 and Xbox One when it comes out.
Yeah, the most pointless fucking HD fucking remaster.
Oh, come on, they made Prototype and Prototype 2. And
that's
PS4.
true. Okay.
You know what's got the worst fucking ending of any video game ever? Spelunky, because then it's over. It's so good, guys. Yeah, man.
Spelunky should have an endless mode.
The ending of Beyond Two Souls is pretty dumb.
Dumb?
The whole like binary choice.
Oh, that.
Yeah. But it's still, oh God, like there's nothing that like ruins the experience. I'm sure, like the only reason I'm upset is because I'm sure there is a game that has ended and I was fucking upset. And
this would have been a good one to like ask you guys like a week ago.
No, because I
like,
read it and I was thinking about it and I can't fucking think. God damn it, Barrett.
I've stumped you. Does that mean I win at life?
Yeah, that means this is the end of Alex Talks. Finally. I'll rip out my vocal cords and then become a monk.
Sweet.
Retire to silence.
The life of a monk has got to be hella dope.
Hella dope. Hashtag dope.
Chris knows that.
Yeah.
You just got monked.
You just got monked. You know, it's got a great ending, Until Dawn.
That's an interesting one, because it could have a really good ending, but a really shitty ending at the same time. Like, just in general, the idea of how that game can end is really awesome. But there are some endings I don't want, and it just pisses me off.
I want to see the one where just Matt survives.
I always want to see if I could get like just Jessica to survive. That'd be interesting.
No, because you can't get in a certain scene. You can't get the person who's with her killed and not her.
Interesting.
So you can't just be one of them.
Yeah, it can be, but it has to be Matt, as far as I know. Because I've seen her die. Yeah, well, she has to die, and Matt is the only one of the two people in that scene. Only she can die. But
what if Matt is already dead?
Well, then you have a totally different situation.
True.
Yeah.
That is a good. It's hard to imagine that scene without Matt. So.
Yeah, you just got monked.
I just got monked. God, that giant bomb playdate was so good.
It was.
All right, Peter Stormare. That's the worst ending in all video games. I'll think about it. I'm gonna get back to you, Barrett.
Okay.
I'll find one.
If you can tweet at me.
Okay.
And let me know, or you can talk about it on the show or whatever you want to do.
The Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Fuck that game in general.
Yeah.
Fuck both of those games.
It's like
up the ass
Deadpool,
in
except
general.
with Star Wars. Tony and Scott are going to get back to you as well. I'm going to make sure they do.
All right.
That's it then. You're going to leave us with a thinker. We're going to have to come back to it.
That's what I like. I like to have people think.
God, I've never been so
I mean,
perplexed.
it could just be that I don't finish games that happen to have a bad ending.
This is true.
Scott doesn't even finish games in general. He doesn't even play games.
How's that Nino Cooney ending? How's that?
Nino Cooney's ending's great.
I haven't gotten to it yet, so Can't tell you.
You fucking piece of shit, Scott. At least you got to the twist.
You see, this is why I have a hard time answering your question.
Ni no Kuni's ending is great too. That's a big uplifter too. Anyway, fuck
What
you,
game?
Scott.
Hold on. But here's a good question.
What?
What game has a bad ending that I've played almost all the way through, but haven't actually finished?
Bioshock Infinite.
Kingdom
No.
Hearts 1.
I haven't.
That's
I
a good. I'm joking. That's a good ending, actually.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts what?
Kingdom Hearts 1.
I thought that one was a good ending.
I know. It was just bullshit. Just like all the Kingdom
know
Hearts
what?
endings.
You know what has the greatest ending of all time?
What?
What's the greatest game of all time? Donkey Kong 64.
It does
Mic
have a
drop.
great ending.
How is that ending?
It's dumb. It's so dumb.
DK rap for like 20 hours or
And
something.
they
Like
do
the,
play the DK rap during the credits.
I know the final boss is the whole boxing arena,
Yeah.
and then
And then the
Yeah.
island, explodes. K-Rool's Metal Island, and then K.
yeah,
Lumsey's just chilling there, and then Donkey Kong
I
fills
was
his
actually
They're-
cage.
yeah, they're all
about
just-
knowing the ending of that game.
Yeah.
they're all just chilling on K. Lumsey while he's swimming in the water, and that's what
Yeah.
you get out of playing that game for so many fucking hours.
And then Diddy Kong kills everyone else and eats their bodies. And that's the truth.
And that's the beginning of Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's my headcanon.
And then their banana house explodes in the show.
Yeah, and the show. Thank you for listening, Barrett. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good
Thank
time.
you for having me. Yeah, I hope you had a good time.
I had a
though-
great time.
Even though you're down, but you're not out.
Not out at all. Next time we have you on the show, I will for sure have my voice back,
Yeah.
and I'll be more.
Yeah,
enthused.
I kept telling you to take a rest. Don't worry about trying to get on the show because you've had a long week. So
I'm gonna sleep great. I've been.
yeah,
So like, fun fact about me: I talk to myself all the time when I'm alone because I'm weird. So I've been the most quiet I've ever been over the past 3 days to try and rest my voice as much as possible for this show. So here we are. I'm going to continue to be quiet, and hopefully my voice will be better by next week. Thank you for listening, all of you lovely listeners. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for our opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved, respectively. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Nabishin, for joining me as always. Fuck you, Evan. Wherever you are. I keep pointing off to this wall over here. No one can see it, but I am. Greg, you're alright, I guess. And thank you again, Barrett. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay rational. I'll talk to you all next week.
Title.
You want to keep recording, Barrett? I know you've got like just.
Titles!
so we keep recording.
Keep recording.
Okay, I'm on the
Tony-
25-minute mark, so I've got 18 minutes left
Cool.
before it goes static.
Tony, read with your gross staticky voice.
Is it really bad?
It's not
Yeah.
really bad, but it's bad.
Then Scott, read it.
I need the doc for this then.
It's in the chat.
Is it in the chat again?
Scott got dropped, remember?
I got dropped, and in the process of getting dropped, I used what was the doc to get back in.
Right.
That takes some skill. I posted it again.
Yes, you did. Thank you. It's being pretty slow. Which one am I reading?
The titles.
Titles.
All
Yeah,
of them.
all
Okay.
of them.
The Last Glass Dick. Huh, I wonder when that one happened. What did Gus do? Got the most important things. My video game consoles. Pornhub and chill. Crunchyroll and absolutely nothing else. The Outskirts is the exact opposite of the heart. What?
He lives in the heart of San Francisco, by which he means
Oh,
the outskirts.
yeah. You do you, boo? Nah, I'm not gonna say that one.
Okay.
That one's just dumb.
It is.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nostalgia of Scott's forehead. And then my house exploded. Those two go pretty well together.
They do.
Killing Heads. FPS Farmville. Manos, Hands of Fate. Donkey Kong 64, all day, every year, all... What?
All time. Always.
Great point out.
Greg Plano.
God damn it, Scott.
Oculus DK Donkey Kong 64.
That one's really good too.
V-Mail has come too. You just got mugged.
You just got mugged.
Monk.
Harold also wanted to posit Waifu of the Week as one of the titles.
That's a good one.
I think that deserves to be on this list.
Yeah, alright. Waifu of the Week. On the list.
I
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Crunchyroll and nothing else.
I like that one too, Scott. I believe what I said was Crunchyroll and that's it.
Yeah.
There is something beautiful about reading the words Waifu of the Week. What do you like, Barrett?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a good week for titles. You came on a good week.
I really like Crunchyroll, and that's it. I really like Oculus DK64, and I really like Waifu of the Week.
Of those, if you had to do like
I
a fucking
know.
cage match against them, who would come out covered in blood but the victor?
Oh shit! I gotta say Oculus DK64.
Alright, Nobishin.
I like him. Then my house exploded. Mostly because of the ... So you can say like anything in front of it. Say, oh, I just ate an Oreo cookie, and then my
And my
house
house
exploded.
House exploded.
I just went to class. Oh, too real.
Oh, and then my house exploded. Getting Vietnam flashbacks over here.
And then my house exploded.
Yep. Scott?
I'm still Crunchyroll and that's it.
Tony?
I could go with any single one of these titles and be happy.
Well, you have to pick one that you like the most.
I like Waifu of the Week.
Makes me kind of a swing vote here.
Yeah.
Of the ones listed. Oh, God. The only reason I don't want to do Crunchyroll, that's it, is because we did do Netflix and Chill. And
That's true.
I don't want to
true.
take away from the beautiful nature of the joke that is Netflix and Chill. So I'm going to go with And Then My House Exploded because, I don't know if you guys heard,
Yeah.
my house exploded.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I can say the title because I feel like that's appropriate. Barrett, can you say something for me?
It's irrational.
No, it's we
Yeah.
Oh.
haven't. Can you say this is irrational, or if you prefer, you are listening to, however you want to
Okay.
start it. Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 246.
Okay. So I'm gonna write it down. You are listening to Irrational Passions or Irrational.
Irrational Passions Podcast.
Okay. Irrational Passions.
We should have someone say
Podcast.
IP Podcast just for old time's sake.
Who said that?
I said we should have someone say that.
No, I'm saying who said that?
That was the original abbreviation before Irrational Pod.
IP.
IP Podcast.
So it's you are listening to Irrational Passions podcast episode 264. Is that?
246.
Oh, 246. Sorry, I'm still coming down a little bit. So.
Yeah, off that sweet, sweet DK64 high.
Off that DK64 and Moscato high. Yeah, dude. Moscato's the shit, man. So episode 246.
246.
Oh, I like that. It's got a little, it's
They're all even numbers in a row.
they're all even. Yeah,
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
that gets my cock hard.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You know what
Alright.
gets? I had a hard cock and then my house exploded. So then I never masturbated again.
All right. Are we ready? Do you want me to say it?
Oh, I was born fucking ready, man.
All right. You are listening to Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 246.
And then my house exploded.
Oops.
Ah, what? What did you do? Take a nap again?
Not this time. You can stop recording.
All right, cool.
Your 5th podcast file, Barrett. To our video
Yeah,
viewers,
I'm that.
I love you in a very physical and real way.
Bye, video viewers.
My house.
Bye.